Alrighty, welcome everybody to our latest session of Scarlet Citadel OSR. So I'll move us over to where our players left off. As usual, we'll do a quick recap and then we will jump into the action. So group, you'll likely recall when we started last session, you guys were on the first floor of the Scarlet Citadel. You had just defeated this opponent that you came to know as the Jailer. He was on the ground, having been defeated there through the clever use of some magic. And you guys pushed forward into the torture room here, where you notice that there was a captive in a cage who was hoisted on this chain and hung fairly high up. You guys spent some time in this room carefully observing it, noticing that there was a few different strange things in here: torture implements, torture rack, brazier that had some coals in it, perhaps used for some fiery torture, big frog statue, and then this big bull statue as well. After some back and forth discussion about what exactly to do with this human in the cage, and maybe he's not exactly what he seems and so forth, there was a walk around the room by Elroy to kind of just make sure there was nothing else out of the ordinary. Once he stepped in front of that frog statue, he did find himself a bit befuddled, so like his mind was racing and all these images and things were collapsing in on one another. Very strange effect. The group did, however, manage to release this gentleman from the cage. After lowering the cage, having Flint, I believe, climbed up, found the key on the jailer, opened the cell, brought the cell down, got this guy out, and started taking him back in the direction he requested. He was very anxious to be reunited with this individual he referred to as Dugan. And you guys, after some discussion, agreed to essentially allow him to direct you. So Wagner was supporting this gentleman as he really couldn't move very well. You guys made your way back the way that you came and then north from the entrance room to find yourself in the cell area where these various cells are. And pretty shortly thereafter, you guys heard the sound of an approaching enemy as you guys were making some sound trying to open these bars or investigating the bars when this crimson orc raced down the hallway. This opponent was also taken care of by a quick use of some magic, which was able to drop him to sleep, and that made him very easy to kill. So with him slain, the group then investigated the rest of the cells here, was able to find that there was a dwarf inside who introduced himself as Grax, and you also found that there was this woman Dugan who was in another cell, and then finally there was a child-sized body looked to be slain in another cell. Eventually, you guys were able to access all of those individuals. Grax actually bent the bars to get himself out. The woman, you guys managed to, I believe, pick the lock. And then the other one with the halfling, I think we used a crowbar to bend the bars enough to be able to get the halfling out of there. Turned out it was a halfling, not a child. The halfling was indeed slain. The woman Dugan was alive, and you guys rendered some aid to her, eventually making her conscious where she could speak. With all of this going on, you guys decided to make your way back and just check out. I think you guys decided to head back and check out the room. Yes, you did. You checked out this one room that you spotted on your way back, which turned out to be the jailer's bedchamber. And inside there was a chest and a lot of nasty looking stuff, furs with maggots and insects and that kind of stuff inside. You guys investigated the chest and found quite an interesting haul here. A lot of different artifacts or items of jewelry and some very strange body parts, in fact, in this chest as well. You guys sort of sorted through all of that, collected anything that looked like it could be worth anything, found a couple of items that looked to be of particular interest, in fact. One being an amulet and another being a dagger that had a bit of a glow to it. You guys handed the dagger off to Flint, and I don't recall who took the amulet, but you have it in your party's possession. You guys then decided to make your way out of this location, heading back up to the ruins of the Scarlet Citadel. On your way out of there, there was one of these harpies that was lying in wait for you, but must have been distracted momentarily, because as Elroy climbed the ladder, she was perhaps not looking exactly this way at that moment, and he was able to spot her first and sort of go back down, let everybody know. But as the group started preparing for another battle and making quite a bit of noise down below, casting spells and that sort of thing, it sounded like the harpy was alerted to this and flew off. So you got the impression that she's not really interested in a fair fight here, instead looking to take you unawares. You guys probably tucked that information in the back of your minds at the time. You guys then pushed on away from the Scarlet Citadel and started making your way into the forest, looking for a place to relax, camp out for the night, and found a reasonably decent place. However, during your journey in that direction, trying to see what you could find, you did hear the howling of wolves and found yourself being somewhat surrounded by a few wolves. These wolves looked to be acting in an odd manner. They were sort of howling, but not charging and attacking. They were kind of dancing around the perimeter, trying to get a good look at you, sniffing very carefully. You guys were kind of debating on how exactly to proceed with this encounter, moving about and so forth. Eventually, Vither noticed one of the wolves kind of close, so he charged forth and engaged it in combat. The other two wolves then tried to come down and join that battle against Vither, and then this is when the full party sort of entered the battle. The wolves were no match for Vither's armor, could not penetrate through it, and he was able to stand resolute while fighting these opponents, and the group managed to slay these wolves. And after having done so, had a brief discussion, decided not to skin them, and Elroy mentioned to the group that based on their behavior, perhaps they were like a druid's pets or some other effect was going on here. They didn't seem to act as your sort of typical wolves. So with that, you guys pushed off a little bit another distance away from here, not wanting to be right on top of these slain wolves. Found yourself an area to rest in the forest and have made camp. And I believe that is where we left off. Is there anything I missed there that anybody would like to add to our recap?
I do have the amulet, as well as all the rest of the treasure that was pulled from the chest.
Excellent. Okay, Elroy has the amulet and the treasure haul.
In your backpack?
Yeah, in my backpack. Are we losing the two humans we rescued and our party member who's going back to town? Are they departing right now, or are they going to wait until morning?
The expectation is they're going to depart until morning, so you guys are going to sleep through the night. Everybody gets up, maybe grab some breakfast. Then my assumption is your group is going to be heading back towards the Scarlet Citadel. I believe that's what you guys indicated, while Wagner intends to lead both Barrett and Dugan back to the village of Red Tower.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. During breakfast, I'll, ask, Barrett a number of questions. Just, does he know anything more about the Citadel? I'll describe the guy that we met outside of the Citadel and say, does he recognize this guy? Is there any other information he can give us such that we don't get ourselves killed in the Citadel?
Sure, yeah. So since having been healed, as you kind of ask him some of these questions over breakfast, he is able to provide you with a bit more information. In better shape now. He is much calmer than he was when you first encountered him. He would go on to tell you that he is actually a knight, and his name is Barrett, as you guys already known, but he is known by the title Red Heart. So you guys had heard this whispered, didn't know exactly what it meant, but he would be more candid and open with you at this point, providing that level of information. He would explain that he is actually a bodyguard and companion of Dugan, the one that was rescued. As far as the Scarlet Citadel, he would tell you that it's a very known entity in this locale, and him and Dugan have traveled this land for several years now. They act sort of as like merchants, her primarily. He's just kind of the guard for her. She comes to the village of Red Tower in order to do some trading and into some of the other small hamlets and villages in this vicinity. Has been doing it for several years, as mentioned. They generally avoid the Scarlet Citadel because it's known to be dangerous, but they haven't never had a situation where things came out of the Scarlet Citadel in order to grab them, and that's what happened this time. So if anything, he would explain that perhaps things are at a boiling point, and maybe the Scarlet Citadel is even more dangerous than what it has been in years past. As far as if he knew Bruggen, the gentleman that you found outside, he would tell you he does not recognize that guy, has never heard of him. no information he can provide there. As far as any advice about the Scarlet Citadel, he would tell you he's never been inside. He intentionally avoids it because he grew up in this area, and his parents, particularly his mom, told him stories over and over about the dangers of the Scarlet Citadel and how things work there. If pressed, he would try to tell you a little bit. He doesn't remember a lot of these stories because, again, they were when he was very young, but he does explain that there's always been this weird sort of folklore around the Scarlet Citadel that you might walk into the Scarlet Citadel and then walk out and find yourself in a completely different place. And he even, when he says place, he has this sort of like hanging apprehension. And eventually he would explain that there have been tales of people walking into the Scarlet Citadel and then exiting and finding themselves in a completely different time.
Oh my.
Yes, any dinosaur tracks around? Anyway, okay. I'll describe the older gentleman, if that's what he was. That like the wizard in armor, and describe him, and then ask him if there might be any tales of this one that he had ever heard of.
He doesn't have any tales of this gentleman from like a historical perspective, but he encountered him there while he was a prisoner. So he would tell you that he heard the jailer refer to this guy as by the name Ushlux, and he said that Ushlux and the jailer seemed to have a very antagonistic relationship. The jailer was just flat out insane, and he babbled, and he never really washed his body. He was just filthy. And the torture that he inflicted upon all of his victims, very terrible. That's definitely still weighs on Barrett here. As far as Ushlux, he would say Ushlux has never laid a finger on him. It didn't seem like he was interested in any way of doing this kind of violence or torture. He was not involved with the jailer as best he could tell. They sort of had like a cool detachment between the two of them. While the jailer was obviously out of his mind, he never seemed to flat out attack Ushlux. Occasionally there might have been some intimidation or threats kind of, but he never saw the two of them ever come to blows. And he believes that they must share some kind of agreement, or maybe they both work for somebody more powerful than the two of them who have sort of laid down these rules. So he would mention that Ushlux, every time he saw him, he was basically in that same room you guys spotted him in, over the course of a couple of days, always seemingly watching or looking or investigating that statue in that room.
Yeah.
Cool. Are we going to fast forward until the morning so we've all had a chance to get spells back and everything?
Yeah. So my assumption is it's morning right now, Elroy. Because as Locke explained, that over breakfast. So this whole you guys rested. You guys are you can restore what you would get from a night's rest. And yes, you're having this conversation over morning as Wagner, Barrett, and Dugan are preparing to depart.
Okay. Would I have had any chance to look through the trinkets to kind of get an idea of what's there or not? And if not, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you mean by like specifics, or are you looking for values, or give me an idea of what you think Elroy's trying to determine?
Well, he's trying to determine if there's anything that stands out as magical or that belongs to anybody specifically, like maybe one of these people. Just kind of get it, and I guess generally appraise, although I wouldn't know the specifics as far as like the worth of gems or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough. And when you say if any of the stuff belongs to any of these people, am I safe to assume you might be showing these items to both Barrett and Dugan and asking if they recognize them?
I'll pass that by Locke and Vether and Grax first. Actually, I won't pass it by Grax because Grax was not with us when we came those. Oh no, you were with us. So I'll ask the party.
Yeah. I mean, if it belongs to them, I think we should return it.
I would vote for giving him gold, but I don't have any to give.
Yeah, so just to ruin the chat, I'm just thinking, show him the two, items we found that looked specific. If neither of them, if it's not familiar to them, then that's fine. But the one thing I was thinking was, I thought Wagner put up some gold for us, including Flint, maybe, or even or Vither. Was that Elroy? Was that you or Wagner?
I think both of us together pitched in money.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if we found some money, and I don't know that we did, but if we did, making him whole might be a reasonable thing to do.
Okay. I mean, I can give him a gem. I don't know if we found any gold, so that's a question for Adam.
So the specific things that you found were locks of hair, rings, lockets, shiny buttons, talismans, coins from distant realms of Greyhawk, a pair of fine gloves, and even a few holy symbols.
Well, we can always leave him some gold with the Priestess of Rao, I suppose.
Yeah, we can do that. So, Grax, do you want to add the potion of healing?
I'll carry it. Sure.
And as far as documentation, Grax, you can write this down as diluted potion of healing, as it seems to not be as potent as maybe others you have seen in the past.
Okay. Why would you want to hold, extra good one? I'll really, tell Wagner, just how appreciative we were to be able to travel with him, and his protective abilities. I felt made a difference in the fights we had.
Oh yes, grateful to have him.
Yeah, but fully understand that his vows, require that he take these folk safely to the town, and we hope to meet with him again sometime.
He thanks you for your kind words, and yes, talks about duty and fealty to Rao and making sure that the innocent are safe.
Excellent. Cool.
So just quick point of clarification. I heard show both Barrett and Dugan two items. I'm assuming this means the dagger and the amulet. Are you also showing them the other items that Elroy has listed in chat here to see if they recognize these?
Why wouldn't we, guys?
I mean, I would think we just show them the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, certainly, it's not just as if it's theirs if they recognize it for any of the stories or what have you that they've heard.
Right.
Okay, sounds like we have an agreement then. So as you show this set of items to Barrett and to Dugan here, you'll notice Dugan seems very shocked as she's kind of like poking through them. She doesn't pick any of them up, but she does tap her fingers on some of these different items, multiple of them in fact, and you hear her start rattling off names. Oh my goodness, this belongs to Margaret. I remember seeing Bert wear this, and oh my goodness, yes, this was Thomas's. She seems to be indicating that some of these things, not all of them, but some of them, belong to villagers from the village of Red Tower.
One thing that I'll do is ask Wagner when he's back in the village for some of the names that she mentioned, to simply check that, are they missing? Are those folks missing? Or if not, don't do anything else, but let us know which ones were not missing, but their items were found here.
He lets you know he will do what he can. You remember that Wagner's not the most, the brightest guy and super big on details, but you get the impression he's going to do his best.
Okay, all right, yeah. I pat him on the shoulder, and I will go ahead and write all that down and hand it to him in a little scroll. It's a piece of parchment.
You feel much better as you do this action, realizing that now he's probably good.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, in the rules of this particular game version, for resting only at one night, you don't actually get any hit points back. So, how wounded is everyone?
Grax is down 3.
I'm not.
I'm down 2.
Looks like Flint is also down too.
Yeah, and I think we're passed out. Is that correct?
Well, we know this is the morning because we camped as the sun was setting, so we're.
I know, but we haven't prepared spells yet. So I'm just checking that Grax has used every healing spell he has.
I did last night to heal
Barrett.
Barrett.
Heal Barrett. Okay.
Now, before Wagner leaves, maybe he can lay on hands to heal a couple wounds.
That would be a great idea. Great thinking, Grax. I almost forgot about that.
It's good chip healing, unless we want to like role play it properly. And he might need that on his trip home.
What's Flint at?
He's
Because
down 2.
we can see. I can see Grax. I can see Elroy and myself. I cannot see Flint or Vether.
Neither can I.
I'm not injured.
Okay, good. How's Flint doing?
He is missing 2.
2. Well, so I think what we do is have him lay on hands on Grax, Elroy, and folks. Do you guys?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
All right. So I see this is built in. I'm just going to click this. We'll see if it works. No good.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not going to automatically do it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So just remind me, what are the mechanics of lay on hands in this version?
Oh, it does 2 hit points per level. So Grax is going to be able to click on his character and add 2.
Nice and easy. Okay. Yes, Wagner will do that for you, Grax.
I.e.,
And done.
not a lot.
Much better. Thank you.
He gives you a very formal nod and fist chest to the plate of armor as he leads now both Barrett and Dugan away, unless there's anything last minute you guys wanted to discuss with them.
Nope.
I should
No,
do it.
I think we're good.
Fair enough.
Again, let's move it along.
Yeah, so we need to get our.
Here's a question, guys. Do you guys want to keep resting, and when we hit the time period that we need to get our hit points back, then go?
So if we don't do that, number one, this forest seems a lot more dangerous than I had first expected, or than we were first than was first indicated. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. Plus, do we really want to wait? It's been 8 hours, or 10 hours since we last were at the Scarlet Citadel. What all do you think extra preparations can be made by them if we wait another 16 or another 13? Sorry.
So if the question is, should we expend our spells to heal up everyone, and then make sure that before we go back in the Citadel that we rest again, so that when we walk into the fortress or whatever you call it, we have actual spells ready to cast again? Yeah, I vote for that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I think you get 1 point per hit die if you rest for 24 hours. Tom, is that right?
I think so. Let me look it up. But you also get, I hate to let this drag stuff down, but I definitely think if we rested for 24 hours, we'd all be back at max. Let me, I'll look it up.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking Elroy, Grax, and Flint are still down, and without having to do anything with spells, because we don't even need to redo spells. If we just rested for a little bit longer, they would all be at max, and then we could go in at that point with them.
Okay. Yeah,
So
period of 24 hours spent primarily resting is considered a long rest. At the end of this time, you get 1 hit point healed for each hit die plus 1 hit point. Creatures with a con of 17 or higher get additional points.
Okay.
So, Elroy, you'd be at max, right?
Correct.
and Grax would be at max,
Correct.
and Flint with his
Would also be at max.
would be at max.
Yeah, because he's only down 2. So yeah.
Yeah, I vote for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you guys have rested for approximately 8 hours, so it sounds like you want to spend another 16 hours here just kind of taking it easy in the forest and then trying to recuperate those missing HP?
I think so. We'll set up. I mean, we'll whatever kind of watches to have awareness we can do. But and I guess we'll spend that time if Grax can or Vether has any. Looking at and identifying the value while we're sitting around doing nothing, if we can identify the value of the stuff that we have, because that's something you do in first edition also.
All right, I prepared detect magic for today.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we probably got time. I mean, if it's going to be like the middle of the night by the time we're done,
Beginning of the night.
Yeah, then let's go ahead and use that and see if any of these items are magical at a minimum.
Yeah.
If any of these items need to be sent to sleep, I'm your man.
All right.
Right.
All right, so as far as trying to appraise these items, is this something that any of your characters have special knowledge on? And I guess more of a rules question. Do we have a rule for determining the exact value, or is this more or less only if you have something in your background that would give you this kind of knowledge?
Yes. Yeah. So yes. And so basically, what you do is you say, if somebody's a jeweler and you've got jewels there, or gems, then you can do that. I would say, I'm a merchant, so on my own side, I will have knowledge of the worth of items based on their mundane value. Generally, perhaps dwarves, based on their background, would have knowledge of, worked, gold and stuff. I think Vether is a scribe. If there are books we found, he would have, some knowledge of what those books might be worth to a collector. And Flint's a thief, so he just knows everything.
Does anybody specialize in locks of hair value? No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's see. So as you guys pool your respective knowledges together and discuss with one another, trying to gauge how much value there is here, there is some subjectivity to this, particularly the coins from distant realms. These look to be archaic coins from many years ago, probably more or less along the lines of a collector, as was previously mentioned, as opposed to actual face value kind of thing. Some of these talismans, again, pretty difficult to determine because their value may lie more in sort of subjectivity. But I would say, as a general rule of thumb, you think altogether these items, particularly the rings, with all this stuff together, several thousand gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Very good.
Right then.
Sorry, Wagner. We just figured that out.
We also have that special dagger that we handed to Flint.
Yes. Now, I heard detect magic, so I'm assuming that's going to tell you, or maybe you want to just post that. It's going to determine whether it's magical. I don't know if it's going to reveal to you exactly what it does.
All right.
It should actually, for everything in the pile, it would detect magic on all of that, as well as if you wanted to aim it at us.
But I would say the clerical version is a little more limited. And so it just tells you, essentially, is it magic? And then roughly, is it, very magic or not? So you can read the spell description, but it's basically either dim or strong. Whereas the magic user version, you get a little bit more granularity, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's like a 10% chance.
Yeah. There's a chance with the magic user version to get more.
But that's not what we're casting or was cast.
It's just the cleric.
Whoa! Just
I mean, of course, and being a cleric myself, Grax.
all right. I must have misheard you.
Title, capital the cleric version.
These nuances of human speech are elusive off. I get you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so interpreting the writing or the rules text here for this detect magic, I'm going to say that the dagger reflects a strong aura, and the amulet also reflects a strong aura.
I will.
So the gloves aren't magical? I thought they might be.
The fine leather gloves are not magical.
Gloves of ogre strength. Dang.
Well, there you have it. We have 2 special items, and one is right?
So who should? I think, just in case someone should hold on to the magic dagger, who should do that?
Flint.
Okay, very good.
He can use them. He uses them.
Yep.
So in a pinch, he could pull it out if we needed, like if we run into a creature that can't be damaged with normal iron.
Right.
Or steel.
Exactly. And then Flint can, miss them a lot. Okay, that sounds good.
The amulet has a. Does the dagger glow? Oh, it did.
It did.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
The amulet had a sun on it, so if Elroy can carry it, he'd obviously hold off on using it so that it can be sold for gold, which would be XP for everyone.
Yeah.
But do you want me to wear this in the meantime, or just stick it in a bag?
No, stick it in a bag.
I mean, depending upon what the amulet does, I mean, XP is great, but if it's actually useful.
Yeah, if you don't live to get the XP, then you're dead.
Yeah, but if you wear it, you're automatically getting the XP.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to keep it in a pouch then.
Perfect. And if it comes down to it and, everything hits the fan, who knows? Put it on, see what happens.
Locke, do you have Identify as a spell?
I absolutely do not. Yeah, I do not. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But again, if you want me to put any of your items to sleep, I'm your man.
I'll keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
So, Vither, another point comes up when we go in to the back into the dungeon this time. You'll be the only one who cannot see in the dark. Is it your hands with the stuff in your hands? Are you going to want to go with a torch or a lantern in one hand?
I have a lantern and a lamp, so I'll use one of those since my flail is a one-handed weapon.
Gotcha.
Elroy, let me check something. Does your light spell, Elroy, last 70 rounds if you cast it on our friend Vither?
You mean have him glow?
Yeah.
Let me check that. That's honestly, at dungeon crawl, it's like you get 10 feet per minute.
I know. It's rough. And that's like a healing spell as well as, everything else. But
70 minutes, 70 minutes.
But the question is, if Vither's gonna, because Wagner's not around, if Vither's gonna help us take point with you and him not having to deal with light I'm happy to do it if you want to take the darkness spell.
I can also carry a torch in my other hand.
Yeah, I'd rather not have a cast on me. Thanks for the thought.
Be a beaming beacon of light?
Yeah, no.
Okay, just checking. All right.
I'll plan to carry a torch for you then. I'm carrying a torch for you, Vither.
That's got multiple meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm taking a darkness spell then.
Okay.
Okay. And Grax, you're all good spell wise?
Oh, yeah. Well, unless, are we starting over for the
So
next
we're
day?
gonna let you rest again so you can get full up on spells.
All right, I'm gonna just prepare. I'm gonna prepare the same ones: 2 commands and a detect magic. Does that sound like a nice split for the party? Because I can always spontaneous cast for the heals.
That's correct. Yeah. Elroy, do you have any problem?
Yeah, no, I took darkness and 2 commands, so just as backup.
I've got darkness and 2 commands.
Cool.
I'm starting to get in the vibe. The command's a pretty powerful spell.
Command.
Yeah, it can be.
Part of the reason why it's so powerful is when you spontaneously cast, you do so as your as the spell that you're spontaneously casting as. And so what that means is with command, you can verbally cast a 1 segment curing spell. And that is very, very good. Now, you can see it's not amazingly great because I tried to cast a command and I got my head ringed, like a bell. But otherwise, it's very good in combat relative to, like sitting there for like 4 or 5 segments trying to, cast with somatic components.
Yeah.
One thing to consider though is Grax is wearing armor and he is very slow. Just so everyone is aware, he is not a fast dwarf. And his armor.
There's no such thing as a fast dwarf.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we're going to move at Grax speed no matter what.
Okay.
Now, is Grax's speed a 30, a 3, or a 6?
It's a 3.
It's a 3. He's got scale. Yeah, he's got scale. As soon as we find better armor, I think Grax is the priority.
Oh
yeah, banded would be super for him.
Oh, amazing.
So it seems like by dark, like right around dark is when the 24 hours would be up. So,
well, that should help us with the harpies too, right? They won't be watching during the day. You want to sneak in at night?
No idea.
And I think they see in the dark, and it's even worse. But it's fine.
So then it's what, probably like 45 minutes to an hour to get back, I'm guessing, Adam.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. Do we how do we want to approach? Do we want wax in the ears of half the people? No wax? The wax, I'd rather be able to hear and be a potential target of the harpy than not hear and be totally surprised by something else lying in wait.
Then I would say let's say Flint goes full wax, and you and he, and it's again just advice, maybe you two move ahead before the clankers come along.
Okay.
And see if we've got a harpy laying in wait, or if we're coming in at night, more, I'm just worried that there are other bad guys boiling out.
Oh yeah, almost certainly.
I wasn't abducted by harpies, so yeah, there's definitely other bad guys.
We got Flint is here. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer to keep the wax in for myself at least.
Yeah. Me too. So I will, and if we're doing wax in the ears, let's see here. Where's my deafness?
And everybody should have wax, so they can put wax in their ears if they want.
Correct.
Flint didn't grab any wax. I don't
I
remember.
give you some.
Oh, well, in that case, Flinton has some wax.
Flint,
And we also gave Flint. I don't know if you heard, but you got you got custody of the magic dagger.
Please don't use it. We want to sell it for XP, but if you have to, do it.
A dagger with ancient gnomish writing on the handle? Do I recognize that? I didn't have time to watch the session last week, so.
This was the dagger that was discovered in the chest in the bedroom of the jailer. And yes, it was given into your custody, Flint, so that you could hold on to it. So yes, you definitely recognize it as your character has seen it before.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. Where have you seen this before?
I'm sorry, that was probably bad phrasing. You, the player, may not recognize it, but you, the character, definitely recognizes it because you got it out of the chest in the room with the jailer.
Ah. What? Adam, what does it say?
Once you read the writing here in Gnomish, again, it's a little bit hard to put together, but it says "strike true."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that.
So, we don't want me to use it?
Well,
That's up to you.
yeah, totally up to you. If you need to, stab.
We cast detect magic on it, and it has a powerful dwemer. So
Yeah, and it glows. That's the only thing. Just remember, if you pull it out and you want to backstab, it's glowing. So, yeah.
and also if you use it, that means you get the XP for the magic item, and we can't sell it to get XP. So it basically limits the variability of how we can use the XP from that. But if you need to use it, they're saying.
But again,
I think
Yeah.
I think it's something that he's proficient in. We should just let him use it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to it for now.
Sounds good.
Okay, just strike true, Flint.
I'm not gonna stab with it yet, just yet. But soon, maybe.
If our
Okay,
weapons are bouncing off, strike true.
So as we travel back, you want once we're closer, you want Flint and myself to scout out the area.
Oh, and Flint, you've been cured if you're damaged.
I set him back to max.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
All right, so to try to move this forward at a little bit of a quicker pace, sounds like you guys are making your way to the ruins of the Scarlet Citadel. Some of you are putting wax in your ears, and then both Elroy and Flint are going to be out in front of the party and just kind of scouting for any kind of danger?
That's correct.
Okay, so Elroy and Flint, as you guys are out front, maybe 200 feet or so from your companions, to make sure that the sound of their armor isn't going to attract anything, you guys get on the grounds of the Scarlet Citadel ruins after you've traveled back there. And as a point of clarification, are you guys coming in the night, or are you waiting until the following morning?
I thought we were going out as soon as the 24 hours had passed, which would place us going in at dark. But the party can correct me.
I heard that suggestion, then I heard, but yes, harpies see in the dark. So, and then I don't know if there was a decision made.
So it's a party vote.
I say go in at night so they can't have had more time than 24 hours to get there.
Okay, so that's Elroy, Locke, Knight, Veether.
I don't think harpies can see in the dark.
Yeah, I
So,
prefer seriously.
of course,
Because
he
I'm
doesn't
human.
know.
I prefer dark daylight. So yeah.
Daylight, okay. So we got one daylight, we got two darks, Grex,
Grax likes the dark.
dark, Flint.
I guess. I mean, what's the point of even taking my vote if 3-1 so far?
Come on, Flint.
That's a good point. I mean, I think the majority already has the votes.
That guy's destined to be a politician right there.
I know. I like.
He's going to be the mayor of Red Tower.
All right, so we will assume you guys are making your way here at night then. So with Elroy and Flint both having the ability to see in the dark, you guys go out front. Your ears are peeled. You're looking around for anything out of the ordinary. You do hear a little bit of strange sound, like rustling, something odd, but it sounds pretty small. As you guys are scouting around, eventually, once your infravision is, you can see this, coming around turns and that kind of thing. You notice that there are some raccoons actually seemingly feasting on the corpse of the emaciated black bear. Other than that, as you scan around, you see no signs of harpies or any other dangers.
I guess we'll go. Once we're sure that there's nothing else here besides the raccoons, we'll go back and inform the party.
Okay, and when that happens, party, I assume you guys are all then going to make your way into the courtyard?
Well, yeah, I mean, after the requisite terrified, what type of raccoons are they? Oh my God, we're all gonna die.
We'll find out soon enough.
Exactly. All right. So, yeah. All right. I guess if you guys didn't see anything else, we'll clank up in there.
All right. So as the clank, clank, clank group gets closer here now to the ruins of the Scarlet Citadel, by the time you guys get close enough, aka on map, you realize that the raccoons are no longer there. So seemingly they have moved off.
Yeah. Well,
We're going to regret that later.
Oh, well.
Mutant raccoons. And the emaciated bear.
All right. Let's get delayed icon on Vether. All right, so I'm good with my ears.
Yeah, I'm taking. I don't have wax in mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to put wax in mine just yet either.
All right, get ready for that status marker then.
Neither will Grax, but he has good hearing, so he'll yell out if he starts to hear any noise. That's his plan.
Okay.
So I guess we should get into
That'd be
position.
great. If you yell out, I'll make sure not to hear you.
So we'll start moving into the center of the
Good Lord,
Red Citadel.
Just gonna die. All right, I've got my arrow knocked bow out.
Same thing.
Anyone else with missile weapons? You got it out. Vic.
Grax will get out his sling.
Sling. Do you have a crossbow?
I'll take my crossbow out.
Okay, thank you.
No crossbow.
Okay, yeah.
Prohibited.
Your clerics don't do crossbows. All I know is I want to stay behind Vether. He's awesome.
So check it out, Grex. And I'll point at the corpse of the harpy. That was my girlfriend.
She's lovely.
I could hear that, I'd laugh.
I'll wait for my party to catch up.
And
I
just
might
a
be
quick
moving
note-taking piece here, not that it's going to be hugely important, but I'm assuming, Locke, you gave your halfling, the body of the halfling, over to Wagner to take back to the village.
Yeah. As much as I love my body, the halfling, I did ask Wagner to take it back, and again, see if anyone recognized him, and I did say that we would cover the funeral expenses. I apologize to the party at this point, while no one can hear me. And then, and see if we could put him to rest. But I'm also, trying to say, find if there's anyone that recognizes him so that we can find out what happened.
Okay, yeah, and I assume that was probably also scrolled in the note that you handed over to Wagner, so he will do what he can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought I mentioned that, but clearly you didn't remember. I mean, okay. Flint, be careful.
So we want to check. Do we want to check this area? See if anything new's been added?
Yeah, actually, that sounds like a good idea. Adam can, I mean, with my expertise in finding traps, do you think I'll be able to look around and see if anything changed?
In this particular room, or are you referring to the entire courtyard?
Well,
opening.
I'm assuming the opening here with Elroy.
Sure, yeah. So you're going to search that area for traps. So go ahead and give yourself a search for traps check. You do not detect any traps in this area or anything that looks like a significant alteration in the area right before you.
Yep, I'm just gonna look at Elroy with with my chin kind of scrunched up and just shake my head no.
Okay, I will go ahead and put the bow up, and I will go down the stairs then, or the ladder. Sorry.
And by the way, when you guys are moving around in small corridors, you can always just select your token and then use the arrow keys.
Oh, I see. So we don't end up like stepping weird.
Well, it's just when you're dragging your token, sometimes it gets a little weird. You're like, all right, so we're back at the hole. I guess we'll see that in Harpy next time.
Elroy, as you descend, one of the first things that you notice down here that is different is in the alcoves. You remember there were these different skulls, and most of them look to be humanoid. You notice it looks like there's crushed humanoid bones for like residue of skulls, giving you the impression that somebody's come down here and maybe in a fit of rage has crushed some of these skulls.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb down too, Adam.
After that description, you're braver than I thought.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
I thought we killed the jailer. Oh, sorry. I guess I better get rid of my deafened condition if I'm going to be reacting.
Could be the Harpy.
No.
Do you want to, Flint, do you want to check the floor for traps? I don't know if they've set new ones, but I'm guessing the bone trap, once we go through that opening, will probably be reset.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna spend as much time as I can just around the perimeter, even checking some of the bones.
He's gonna take 20.
There's no take 20 in this game, I don't think.
I remember that. That's from earlier. Yeah, but so this sounds like the appropriate time for a room check then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grax is gonna go down the hole, switch into his hammer and shield.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely pulling out my daggers.
Okay, Grax descends.
Blocks going down. Just kill me now.
Lock descends.
Good Lord. Why is it so scary?
I don't know.
I really hate scary.
Are any of these weapons like just broken?
Yes, they look to be old, rusted, and in very bad state of repair.
I don't know how it works, but as a priest of Moradin, I can fix a weapon or armor once a day.
Yes, I'm sure looking at all these broken weapons hurts you, cuts you to the but please refrain until one of our important weapons is.
So Vither, is Vither coming?
Yeah.
I hope so. He's our armor.
I thought he was just role playing well because he's got the wax in his ears.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Vither, does that mean you're descending at this point?
Yes.
All right, you descend.
Okay, and I think so. Did we already do the room check?
You did, yes. Flint and Elroy, both of you down there during the room check. Nothing sticks out to you. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. I guess I'm going to close to the stairs then.
I don't recall. Does a room check count checking for traps?
No, it does not.
No.
Yeah,
Stop.
and the only reason why is so it basically says, so it says, are there elves in the party? And so they walk the walls, so that's great. Are there areas that we would normally check? And so that means doors, and that means anything over that, like desks or something like that, and then it'll check those. But it does not do expert miner checks for gnomes, and it does not do thief checks. You kind of have to say, oh no, there's a chest with a lock. I'm going to check the lock for traps, or I'm going to check the whole chest for traps. I was kind of like, as a GM, I want the player to tell me what they want to check for traps, or the area.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to check every single square. So, again, to speed things up, you just want to check the stuff that you think is going to be a trap, and then you check it, and you just roll your find traps, and you're good.
Yep.
We're still missing Vether.
So when we get to that area that has where that trap once was, I'm definitely gonna check.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the that bone pile. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just to see if it's been reset. In fact,
pull out my bow and knock an arrow.
I want you to, climb up to the ceiling and put a Eton in there, and then we'll do a rope and we'll just swing across if you don't find a friggin' trap.
Well, you can definitely climb walls. So who's going to be the first person to go down? Do you want to check the top of the stairs for traps, or are we being too paranoid? Anyone?
Well, somebody's been here, but it seems like they're just vandalizing things. I don't know that they set up a trap, but we have been gone for 48 hours.
No, this all looks the same as where we came in previously. So yeah, let's just go.
Well, I mean, all the skulls have been smashed, but yeah. Okay, I guess I'll go.
Okay, so team, I'm assuming that you're descending down these stairs. You've descended once before, and I will put you guys right before the bone pile, as you will, of course, see the bone pile and know that it is there.
Excellent. Hey, look, a bone pile.
Does it look like the bone pile is the same as it was?
I love so you have the Explorer version on, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was intentional. Remember we said we were going to try that out?
I know, and it gives us...
Everyone needs to lose the star.
Well, what's funny is it gives us a false sense of security.
That is true, yes, because you see, you go, oh, there's nothing there, but you don't know if there's actually something there or not.
Exactly.
I like false senses of security for the players. It amps up the tension just a little bit.
All right, and so let's remove our token things. So Vether, you want to do your you want to get rid of that Primeval since we don't have Wagner around. Damn it! And then you want to put that delayed on there.
And I believe I heard a question of, does the bone pile look the same? So
yes.
What I will say is it looks as though the bones have been piled back up and more of a neat kind of pile. If you didn't know exactly where that tripwire was before, but I know you guys cut it, so you can certainly look to see if it's cut still, and you'd be able to determine that yes, it is pretty easily. but the bones that you previously clattered down just by moving through seems like those have been sort of stacked back here, once again giving you the impression that there's no easy way to get past this without making some noise.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Can I excuse me, Grax? So I'm gonna kneel down and take a look at all the see if there's another trap there.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a check.
All
You
right.
spend some time here and you do not find any additional traps. You can confirm that that tripwire is indeed still cut.
Locke's going to take a look in Elroy, but if you've done the check, we're good.
Yeah, I don't see no traps.
All right.
Double negative, unintended.
All right. So who do you want to push through it then? I can do it.
I'll do it.
You'll do it.
I'll do it. That's fine.
Okay.
Why not have the magic user push through? All right. I'll go up to here.
All right, you start moving through the bone pile lock, and once again, you hear the bones clattering down, echoing throughout this area.
Yeah, I knew it. Well, at least I'm not dead yet. All right. And I've got a aeronaut, bow out. I'll look back at Elroy and I'll raise an eyebrow, which is a really, really bad.
Y'all have an arrow knocked also.
It's a big insult to Elroy.
Yeah, no, I'm not insulted.
Perfect.
I'll knock an arrow.
Excellent. I'm like, yeah, you're just half insulted.
All right, are we slowly making our way through?
Yeah, let's go. What a little fella. You
All right.
want me?
Can I see feet up ahead through the door?
Oh,
You
that door's
can.
open.
Okay. And I'll whisper that to the group. I'll say, it looks like our friend is still laying in the hallway up there. I assume he's going to be fragrant.
It's only 24 hours, shouldn't be too bad.
That's probably the best that orc's ever smelled.
That's one way to look at it.
Foul creatures.
All right. Elroy, I am worried about the noises that were coming from that hole to the west.
Yeah, do you want me
I
to?
don't know what you're saying. No. I just want you to maybe close the door.
Okay.
So if you and Veether can go up there and make sure that door is secure.
So the door to the west is closed.
Okay, it's closed. Okay, perfect. That's all I'm looking for. In fact, would you guys agree that it would make sense to put a table against the door?
Sure.
Just to protect our backs.
Well, the door opens up away from us, so all the table's going to do is basically just make them have to delay before coming through it.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Do it.
You guys okay? Okay.
So put a table in front of the door.
Yeah. So we'll scrape that table over there and put that in front of the door and make sure the door's still closed.
Who is the one that's going to move the table against the door?
Grax will help move it.
I'm one of them.
Am I strong?
Yeah, it's a big
Grax
big
and
table.
Elroy?
Yeah. I mean, is there...
Veeth,
Yeah, carry on.
Veether can watch the door that's still open. We'll slide it over there.
Adam, is there any place for me to hide in shadows here, or is it just completely open?
Underneath the table, sure.
Oh, of course.
All right, so Elroy and Grax, as you muscle the table against the door here, You can hear the soft clinking of chains from through the doorway.
Maybe they hung some other poor soul up.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's somebody moving through that room.
Or that.
We'll have Grax listen.
I'll take my holy symbol out, and I will get my shield going.
Okay. Grax will press his ear to the door. Keep it down. I'm listening. Now, how do I go about that's not an ability check, right?
Yeah. Thief skills, hear noise, maybe?
Actually,
And I'll have an arrow knocked in case the door suddenly opens.
You click your character do special abilities,
okay.
then thief skills.
All right. There. I got expert miner, spontaneous cure, and turn undead.
Right. I think what he's trying to say is, as a dwarf cleric, you don't hear anything more special than what anybody else would hear.
There you go.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Do it.
I was I was about to ask Grax something. I'll say something like, does the pineapple fit in the wagon? And I'm basically saying in Thieves Can't. Do you understand? Thieves Can't.
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Clearly, the pineapple does not fit in the wagon.
okay. And then I guess I'll walk up and can I give it a try?
So you can, but give me an idea of how you're getting your ear to the door. So I imagine the table is flipped on its side, right? So its flat area is against the door. So are you leaning past the table and putting your ear to the door?
Can I climb up on one of the legs?
Yeah, I would say you could.
Yeah, climb up on one of the legs and then lean heavily on the door.
Okay. As you lean heavily on the door, you can feel it kind of push just slightly, and then almost as though it is pushed back.
What?
Did I hear anything?
You hear the clinking of chains.
Nice.
Does that mean I'm not allowed to make a check? Okay.
It means you don't need to make a check to be able to hear the clinking of chains.
Okay.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
The door just kind of opened and then closed itself and pushed me back. That was fun.
And again, just so we're all on the same page, it's not like you opened the door, right? You leaned on it and you feel it start moving away from you, maybe like a quarter of an inch, and then there's resistance from the other side and it's closed back.
Interesting. Okay. So that's good, I think. Or, well, let's just say not good, but not horrible. I.e., you're alive. So we've got, at least we've got a block against that quadrant. My thinking is this door ahead of us can actually be closed. Which way does it open, Adam?
I would say this door opens outward from here.
So the north door opens toward the north?
No, the other way. So the north door, yeah. So you're gonna open it outward from you, so it opens away from you.
No problem. Got it. Yeah. All right. So so that's fine. I'll go up and inspect the door. The door itself does not have anything to be barred or locked.
It does
Is that
not.
correct? Okay. Well, I still like that there's a table in the way.
I want to go to the north and check the cells.
And the guy looks undisturbed, like he hasn't been gnawed on.
On just a quick visual glance, you don't see any obvious missing chunks of flesh or anything like that.
Okay.
See, even rats won't touch him. Filthy
Damn.
creatures.
I've still got my holy symbol out. Really want to burn him with it, but I'm gonna very loudly. Can I scuttle to here?
You're not trying to be loud. You're just loud.
Well, let's say I'm just covered in pots and pans.
Okay.
Loose
me
pots
walking
and
in the hall.
pans that are all overlapping.
Like Grax's armor.
Basically. And so I'll scuttle up that way. And Veether, can you or Elroy, would you guys want to grab that chair that was there and put that in front of the door just as so nobody can charge us through the opening?
And
Yeah,
quick
we can grab it.
note here. So I just saw, I want to clarify, make sure what I saw here, Elroy. You moved up through the space of the body to get to where you are.
I did not intend to move through the space of the body. I'm trying to not get near it, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I need to do the arrows. I forgot about the arrows.
And just moving your token.
Yeah. Yeah, I very studiously do not step near the
Never move through a body.
Yep.
Did you last time we were here? Did you check this corridor that red orc came down?
No, yeah, that we did not go all the way down there because the wizardy armored guy was down that way, and he scared the hell out of us, and we wanted to quote unquote save you.
Appreciate that.
Or run away. It's basically the same thing.
Well, we should check these cells, make sure they haven't been refilled, and then maybe we should head down that way.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Just give it a quick check, and then
Okay.
I'll guard this hallway.
All right, I'm with you. I'll move up here, and I'll look in those cells. Adam, if you're okay, I'm going to move up and look in the north cells.
You can feel free to do so. If you hear me say stop, that means something happened.
I'm gonna go up with him.
All right, so and I'll look back at you, Grax, and I'll nod as if things are empty.
And I'll say the only thing you do notice that maybe sticks out to you a little bit here, Locke, is you remember there was this pool of blood on the ground where the halfling lay, and you don't see that pool of blood there any longer.
Okay, but the bent bars are there.
Yes.
I'll inspect the bars and see if there's any gradu attached to the bars.
I can check for tracks.
Maybe I can with my keen elven sight, see what sort of scaly beast. No, okay, I don't know. I'm just looking.
I was just going to ask you to repeat what word you just said was on the bars. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but I think I get what you're getting for here. You're trying to see if something squeezed through, basically.
Yeah, you haven't heard gradu? That's
no.
Sure, that's a military Texan term.
Ah, okay.
There you go. I'm happy to help you expand your vocabulary.
Add to the repertoire. Got it.
Yeah, it's from the 50s, I'm sure, because that's when my dad learned it.
Yeah, so let's see. Are you wanting to make a mechanical check here to see if you can see anything out of the ordinary?
I was just saying, if it looked like something squeezed through the bars and they left evidence of that, then that's fine.
No, and I would say he does not notice anything like that.
Okay, all right.
Do we want to search inside the cells?
So I will say, I'll point it at Elroy, but I'm kind of interested in Elroy. I'll tell you this. I'm kind of interested in just looking up that hallway. Once we get down there. So I don't think we want to.
Spend much time here looking.
Yeah, if we run into a dead end, then yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
But
Right. Does Veether want to come in and we actually maybe stay there with your light? Let me poke down to the end of the hallway.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna switch to my bow.
Okay.
I'll switch to bow. So just use arrows to move.
Can I see anything from there?
Glancing around the corner as much as you can, I would say you notice 2 hallways that lead off, one to the north, one to the south. Both seem to turn pretty quickly or have branches off of them.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can see where it might lead to. So, Grex, after you.
Which way do we want to go?
Yeah, maybe don't charge. How far does it go, Grex or Elroy? North and south.
30 feet to the north, 10 feet to the south. Multiple options to go from there each way.
And again, don't read too much into this, but unless you say otherwise, I'm going to assume all this communication is at a normal volume.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I intended to whisper in Gnomish, but I should have said something.
I'm making quite a bit of noise anyway.
Yeah, we're making a ton of noise, but we're still whispering. In Elvish or Gnomish.
Clank of my armor. Oh, yeah. It looks like there might be stairs to this T intersection.
Ooh, to the north?
To the
North
south.
and south of stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, that makes sense because to the south there was stairs down. Okay, so that makes sense.
And do I remember from last time? I don't think that I would necessarily, except Tom remembers the direction that the red orc came from, and the direction that I saw the.
He was north, right?
By the time you saw the red orc, he was literally rushing down this hallway to the east where you were.
Gotcha.
Maybe you would have noticed that he came from the north. I would say that's probably what you spotted as you were right in the hallway there at that time, Elroy. And as far as the old man Ushlux, you did see him also go to the north.
Okay, he went to the north. Yeah, okay. Let's just peer down the south. Do you think?
Yeah, I'll peer around the corner.
All right, peering around the corner, you're going to notice that there are stairs leading down going to the west and stairs leading up going to the east. To the east, you're going to notice that there are some large wooden logs that seem to be used as braces as they're holding up part of the roof here. That you can see that there is the sort of like a trap door in the ceiling, and there's these braces that are sealing it shut.
That's that was the other entrance.
I'm going to duck back and whisper to the people right behind me that it looks like to the west. It looks like to the west is that room with the guy, the wizard.
Yeah, well, more importantly, that room with the statue, right, that he was looking at?
Yes.
What did that statue look like again?
Bull?
No, the bull was in the room to the south.
Oh, yeah, that was a different one. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go shield, and I'll pull out my sword. Just in case.
We don't see any light coming from the room to the west.
I just want to see what we're seeing.
That is correct, Elroy.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. And all right, so Locke's going to go ahead and go over here. And so to the east is where those
Planks.
the planks are and the wooden supports.
Yes,
And
so think of this as 4 crisscrossed planks propped up
right,
by a heavy log.
exactly. Okay, gotcha. So crisscross planks with one big heavy log. Okay, I got it. Okay. And so all right. So then in that is a cell that I see up to my right,
Yes.
to the east. I'm going to move up 1 square just to make sure it's looking empty. And then I'll look over at Elroy and I'm like, be ready. And then I'm going to jump up 2 squares like that.
All right, as you
Make
do,
a ton
peeking
of noise.
through the bars of this and looking into that cell area, you notice
Yep.
that it is absent of any kind of bedding, no straw, no obvious bed, of course. Just seems to be like a cold stone cell here. The cage is currently closed. The square just to your south, Lock, is where you see the door. It is currently closed at the moment, and you will spot on the wall, on the east wall there's sort of a little peg that comes out of the wall, and you can see that there is a key hanging on a ring inside.
Ooh, inside that cell
Yes.
is a key on a peg. So I'll do the Horseshack thing.
What's
You know,
what?
oh. Elroy. I see it
Yeah.
on a peg.
You want me to grab it or what?
I don't know.
Careful, Flint.
Yeah. That said, is the can I tell whether that cell is locked or just closed?
Without testing the bars here, you can't tell whether or not it's locked, but it is certainly closed.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll say I'm gonna hold this area where I'm at, and Elroy and Grax and Flint, you guys figure out if you want to go get that key. I'm worried about being attacked from the north here, so I'm going to be just holding this hallway, and I don't want to have my back turned to it, so
yeah.
I'm looking to the north and the west and the east, figuring my.
Can you check the bars? See if it's trapped.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that. That's why I was like, kind of looking around. Yeah, can I take a look at the
out of
bars
your
here,
way.
Adam?
You can certainly check it for traps if that's what you asked. You search this area here, particularly the bar, for any kind of traps. No, it does not seem to be trapped.
Okay, is there any locking mechanism on the bars?
So you notice a built-in lock, so it is closed at the moment. If the key, you know, the way it would work is if the key was placed inside of the locking mechanism and turned, it would be locked. And if it was not turned, you wouldn't be able to tell immediately that it is unlocked, but you would just pull it open and it was open easily.
Okay. Can I try to pull the door open?
It pulls open very easily. So the cell door pulls towards you.
I'm guessing you haven't been through the Scarlet Citadel before. That's good.
No.
Well, how did he trick you into this one?
Yeah, are you comfortable grabbing the keys? How high up are the keys?
They're above gnomish reach for sure. It would need somebody like maybe a half elf to go in. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there.
It's about 5 feet high.
So,
Yeah, I'm going.
where were the keys again?
So they are currently on a peg on a wall. It's just a key also. So think of like over here, there is a peg just protruding from the wall, and you can see that there is a small iron ring with the key attached to it, and it's just hanging on this peg.
I can go in and get it if you want to. Did you check the floor, or is that too much?
Yeah, I'll check the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, Grax might be able to tell if it's a pit or anything. I'm being way too paranoid. I'm sorry, guys.
Can I check the floor for traps?
You can. So you're going to enter the room and then search for traps, or you're like literally standing on the precipice and searching from there?
I think if I recall correctly, I have to kind of get my hands a little dirty when I'm checking. So I suppose I would have to actually enter the cell proper, right?
You can actually stand right outside the 10-foot area and search the 10-foot area.
Cool.
10-foot
Cool.
area, meaning a like 2x2 cube?
Correct. 2x2 cube, and he'll get a full search.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So let's see. I see a posted check. Is that the one you just rolled for this?
That was for the door. I'm
Okay.
checking the floor.
I
Floor
need-
door.
I
Yeah,
need to
floor
put on timestamps because that'll help me know when these things are posted.
That's a good idea.
That next one was for the floor.
All right, thank you. You do not find any traps here, Flint.
Okay, then I'll go in and retrieve the key.
Okay, go ahead and move your. Yeah, there you go. You enter. You step to the northeast square there because that's where you'd have to be to grab it, and you grab the key off of the peg.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So Locke breathes again.
Is there? So I guess I would do a scan naturally, just passing through this room. What does that little alcove in the south look like? Is it just like the privy?
No, this looks like an area where maybe the ground has been dug out. Visions of prisoners stuck here trying to dig down maybe filter through your mind.
Wow.
So scan check. Okay. Elroy, you do not find anything in this area.
Okay. All right. I'm tempted to do a search, and if the search only takes 1 minute, I will.
Hmm.
And I'll hand the key to Flint as I do that.
I got a key, guys.
Okay, search check for Elroy. Elroy, as you are searching this cell, you notice in that area that you just specifically pointed out, where it's sort of dug out a little bit there, there is a carefully wrapped scrap of wool wedged into a crack in the wall here.
Whoa. I'm going to remove it, not even thinking about it could possibly being trapped, and I'll take a look at it.
There is an explosion of delight as you realize it's kind of heavy. It's probably worth something.
Oh. I'll inspect it.
Explosion.
That explosion was really good, man.
I like to drop those in every now and again. So, as you pull it out and kind of undo this bit of wool cloth, you notice that there is a brooch inside, and you recognize it almost immediately, Elroy, as being of elven manufacture. It glimmers with this sort of stunning beauty, and you can notice that it is a bit damaged here. So in its perfect state, it was probably really a work of art. It looks to be made of silver and another metal that I don't think you recognize, but it is set with some blue spinels. There's like 5 basically places where these spinel gems might be set. Only 2 of them remain. 3 of them are vacant.
Okay. For the meantime, I'll put it in my pouch, letting everyone know that I found something. We can look at it later.
All right.
Then I'll exit the cell. I'm glad I searched.
One thing I'll whisper to the group without moving, so I'm not making a bunch of pots and pans noises, is to the north and west, I'm seeing some sliver which smells like a like a pool or a bit of water or something like that. It's looking green and sort of nasty. Now, there are those stairs leading down. I think that middle hallway looks pretty good, but we want to be careful. And then obviously there's a door here to the north. I'm gonna go ahead and jump up one square and just see what's to the east once I do. So be prepared. There I am. And I'm back.
So Locke, quickly glancing in that direction, you notice it looks almost like maybe a partial excavation. There's a lot of rubble at the end here. Whether this is through collapse, perhaps, or intentional damage is hard to say on a quick glance. But yeah, the passage quickly comes to an end in rubble.
Okay. But what it gave me was, it didn't look like there was anything going to the south. I'm gonna move down 1, 2, 3 squares here, and say I feel like it's pretty safe to check the stairway to the west that Grax is on.
If that leads, I'll whisper, if that leads to the place where the magic user is, that he'll consider that interfering.
Well, and let's just see if we see him. Yeah, I think it looks better than that place to the north for now.
Okay, so we want to go down the stairs then?
Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Grax, you all right? Okay.
Grax is going to lead.
Cool.
Going into the room.
Grax, as you enter this, you notice this chamber must be a storeroom. Small casks of water, preserved meat, bread, and vegetables are stacked against the north wall.
Interesting. And so there's no way out. Is that correct, guys?
No, far wall, there's a entrance that leads, looks like, to the same room with that other statue.
Far wall. Oh, yeah. So it looks like it goes west.
So
okay. Okay, I got it.
Well, we got food in here now. If it was any good. Grax is going to move down to this wall and look at the room to the west.
Do any of you guys see a statue over there?
Not from my angle.
Not from my position here.
Yeah.
But it would be the room with the statue.
And what did that statue look like again? Because all I remember was the big ass bull statue and the frog statue.
I don't know that we've seen this one directly, except in the background behind the guy.
Oh, we don't even know if he's in here again. Didn't he walk past us?
Yeah, well, he went to the north.
But that was 24 hours ago.
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Let's see what it's.
And hopefully, he's moved on, because he's already done what he needs to do.
We should go to the west then, is that what you're saying?
I think we should check it out. I mean,
yeah, to the west and south. But I think again, just throwing it out there, maybe Elroy and Vither, the fighters, kind of go in the lead, and then we'll be ready to drop guys with spells and.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to spear and shield.
Let's do it.
And then if Vither wants to pilot behind me, I'll go that way.
I'll be third. I have pretty good armor. Locke and Flint can follow up behind.
Sounds good. And I'll be ready to.
Okay, Elroy, as you enter this room, you notice this simple shrine is dominated by a larger-than-life-size statue of Neril in a boat. The representation is somewhat abstract, but the subject is unmistakable. The figure of Neril stands in the boat, holding his oar perfectly upright in both hands. The prow of the boat is darkly stained and contains many small bones. In addition to this, you notice that there is a smear of blood currently wiped or stained. It looks fairly fresh, though, on the right arm of the statue.
I'll move out of the way so everyone else can see.
Okay. Locke says, that sounds fairly terrifying. Let's go touch things. Okay, so that's him, eh?
Nobody, well, be careful.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to stay away from frog statues, okay?
Yeah. It looks like this gap here to the west goes somewhere, I whisper.
Yeah, it does. And there's like some weird ass stuff over there, but I guess we're not going to detect evil on the statue.
Should we walk the room?
Yeah. So here's the deal. Let's do a room check, but let's not get too near the Charon thing. Do you agree? Just to see if we see any, secret stuff. Otherwise,
Grax would like to check the floor around the statue, though, for masonry work and that kind of thing. Maybe slide marks or anything to indicate.
So expert miner.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like a room check. Let me go ahead and put that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
This is a really cool map.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the artwork in this module and how things are laid out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, Grax, you detect some interesting architecture here, but nothing that gives you any concerns, no traps, no sliding walls, nothing like that. You said specifically you're checking around the statue, right? Or would the
Correct.
room check, would that, so Dave, I guess question is, would the room check do the whole room?
It would. The main thing is if he's doing specific expert miner checks, then he needs to actually click on his character, do special abilities, and then click on expert miner.
So the room check did throw the expert miner.
Okay, it did. Okay. So then that covers it. Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
So it's the entire room then. Okay, so what I will mention here, Grax, is based on your knowledge and expertise of the structure here and rock and how it all fits together, you do notice actually back here that in the ceiling there is a fairly narrow seam in the ceiling, and you can see as you look into that seam there is metal. So instead of being like the rock of the wall, it looks to be almost like the bottom of a metal cage.
Oh. Well,
do you mention that?
I will point it out to our more astute-eyed Elroy and Flint and see what they make of it.
That's interesting.
Oh, you get out of the room? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'll take a closer. I'll take a closer look.
Once it's pointed out to you, Elroy, you spot the same thing. So the hallway here, or the doorway, I should say, like most of the rooms that you guys have been in, the ceilings might be like 15 feet high. As you are going through an opening, this is more only like at like the 8-foot mark of the square just here east. And you can see as you look up towards the ceiling, there's this thin seam, maybe an inch and maybe a little bit more than an inch wide. And it's pretty hidden there, unless you're looking directly at it. Is this bottom of a metal cage. So I would say what you are able to intuit pretty easily is there's probably some mechanism somewhere that would cause this cage to drop.
Okay. I'll ask from around the corner. Do you see the dimensions of the cage, or is it the entire room?
Can I tell? Can I lift Flint up to look?
You're curious as to where the cage will fall. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
It looks like it would fall right in the square to your east, blocking passage between west and east.
That one, Adam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
I'll move out of the,
You said
way.
that like that was about 8 feet high.
The ceiling right in that square to the east of Elroy is 8 feet high. Yes.
Do you want to try to disable the mechanism?
Doing quick maths in my head here. If I was to stand on Elroy's shoulders, could I reach up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 8 feet total.
I do acro yoga. This should be easy.
Yeah. Let's Elroy. Don't tell the elf. And I'm gonna climb up there. I'm gonna try to climb up his shoulders.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll
Again, no
help you.
real challenge here.
It's
Okay.
going to be like a 25% chance.
Balancing on his shoulders is what I'm really worried about.
And to clarify, what you're trying to do here, Flint, is see if there's some way to disable the ability for this cage to fall?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So thieves find remove traps check, please.
Yep.
Not that you see. There doesn't seem to be anything stopping the cage from falling here. So you presume that whatever is preventing it from falling, because obviously gravity would just take it down, there must be something higher up in the wall of the ceiling that is maybe holding on to it. You don't see any mechanism here that would allow you to prevent it from falling down.
Okay. I'm gonna like jump off of his shoulders and do like a 3-point land or whatever.
Sweet.
Give a little roll maybe, and then can I look above this corridor here and see if it's the same kind of situation?
As far as the height of the ceiling, oh, you're saying is there another cage there?
Yeah, another cage. Basically, I'm gonna look down this area here with the help of Locke, maybe somebody, so that I don't get in too much danger. But I'm gonna just kind of go off in my own world and look around this whole hallway here.
Okay, yeah, and I would say now that you've spotted this cage, you feel like you looking specifically for that in this general vicinity, you should be able to spot it. It's not invisible, it's not camouflage, nothing like that. It's just really well hidden. So as you're looking there, you can tell that there's definitely not a cage of the same type in this square.
Okay, so it reflects that northern one, which is interesting.
What do you want to bet that the arm of Neril pulling down the arm is what drops the...
Yeah, that's possible. So here's the question for the group. Do we want to go through the northwest or the west to north corridor, which is kind of looks a little restricted, or do we want to go up and over to the north?
Back toward the cage with the key.
Yeah, let's check.
Yeah,
let's check the
back
northern room first.
and then up that way. I will say, there does seem to be some other statue-y thing. I mean, Grax, can you see that?
I can.
Up to the north, and yeah, exactly.
I see something up there.
What?
It looks kind of statue-y to me, Grax.
Is there any light or noise coming from that direction, Adam?
Not that Grax can hear and
Adam,
or
what is-
see.
Adam, what is this?
I
Oh,
believe you just pinged on our magnificent bull statue there.
Yeah. You don't want to don't get near that.
Okay. Yeah. That.
Yeah, that thing scared the hell out of us.
Yeah, it had blood on it, and it was not attached to the floor, so we know that it can animate at some point.
Well, yeah, maybe. Okay, so
Let's not
you guys-
forget
you
we
guys
walked
wanna do-
through. Well, let's not forget we just walked through a storage room. We didn't really check that for anything of value other than meat stuffs and other.
Oh, good point.
Did we find any other valuables there? I mean, we could definitely keep going this direction, but I think we should head back through the storeroom, check that out quickly, then head north to that door that the Red Orc most likely came from.
I'm with you.
That would be my Grax's recommendation.
Yeah, I think that's good advice.
Let's follow Grax.
Let's not get trapped.
So we'll do a room search on this because I don't think we did. Or room check.
Okay, so you want to essentially walk the walls here?
Yep. Yeah, room check.
Fresh food and vegetables, we might want to take some of that anyway, but it seems odd that it'd be here.
All right, you search this room, spending a bit of time scanning around. Other than the casks of water, preserved meat, bread, vegetables stacked against the north wall there, nothing else seems out of the ordinary.
Yeah, let's not mess with the food. I think it's the old guy's food. And if we meet with him later, it'd be great if he wasn't pissed off with us, maybe?
I don't know if that's going to matter. Anybody that's worshiping Nerol, you can't trust anyway.
Well, I think he was seeing it. Not sure he was worshiping it, but yeah, just the proximity is suspicious for sure.
Yeah. So you want to go to the north then, back the way we came?
Yeah.
Grax, you seem to be enjoying being at point. You want to continue to be at point?
Yeah, you guys can shoot over top of me since I'm not.
I've got my bow re-knocked, arrow knocked again.
I'm smaller than you. Okay.
All right, as you guys start making your way to the north here, as we're a little over halfway through our session, let's go ahead and pause for our 15-minute break, guys.
Cool.
So everybody back at 15. All right, everybody, we are back on the second side of our session. The group is currently underway in their exploration of the dungeon. Group, feel free to continue on.
Follow me.
All right. I've got a arrow knocked, no shield on.
Okay, yeah. Grax wants to just check out this newly dug area with his miner skill.
Sure, yeah. Go and give me an expert miner check.
I'll use my bow to cover to the west while he's doing that.
And then,
so what I would say Grax is able to determine here is it's not necessarily recently that it has occurred. It just seems as though maybe it was abandoned plans for going this direction. The rubble and so forth, it seems contemporaneous with other rubble that you've seen, so you assume this was part of the just decay of all the time the Scarlet Citadel is set here unmaintained.
What a foul place.
Agreed.
Right. Well, if Elroy wants to continue to watch that, if Vether could come up, we could probably, unless we want Flint to listen at the door, and then we should check this door out.
I'll keep covering the west.
Like that plan? I would listen, but I don't hear anything. My big cleric ears.
Can I hear anything special on the other side of this door here, Adam?
Feel free to step up the door and give me a hearing check. You do not hear any noise on the other side of the doorway, Flint.
Cool. Is it trapped?
Go ahead and spend some time searching for traps.
You
don't think so? Do you test the handle to see if it is locked, Flint?
I'm going to grab the handle and look around for approval.
I'm looking the other way. I cannot give you a
Lock gives you a nod.
So does Grax.
And he's got his arrow ready.
I open the door.
As you open the door, it opens maybe halfway and gets stuck. You realize there is something like caught in the door jamb here that's preventing the door from fully opening.
Vether, you want to come up and give it a shove?
I'm afraid I'm not as strong as you may think.
Well, you're taller than me.
But you're stronger than me.
Am I?
You're pretty strong.
Absolutely.
I'm
Let's
gonna keep
just,
watching the West.
you know,
All right.
with an 18.
Grax will give it a shove.
Okay, Grax, you step up and give it a shove, and boom, you push it open. But as you do, the lintel from above you comes crashing down, and all of this rubble from above collapses upon you. Please give me a saving throw against wands.
Good thing you got a dex.
That is true.
I guess it's wands. No, is it wands race or wands dex? No, it's not. It's not magic. Sorry.
This would be, yeah, this is essentially like a reaction or reflexes thing. So
It'd be wands dex.
All right.
Yeah, it's usually petrified decks for that.
Good job.
excellent. Yeah, so you are able to dodge or maybe push forward out of the way of this falling rubble as the lintel collapses before you. So think of this space that I'm going to put you here, Grax. Assume the space that you just left is like covered with rubble and would be difficult to trespass. You could do it, just take a little bit extra time. As you're here now and a little bit shocked about what happened, you notice from the passage crudely knocked through the wall, which is to the west there. So I won't give you that exact wording, but as you look to the east, you're staring into the sunken-eyed, chisel-toothed face of a giant rat. At least that's what it appears to be, until you realize it's a statue of some forgotten rat-shaped minor deity or demon. Other than a few lit candles placed on the statue's dais, the room is barren. Polished carnelians set into the statue's eye sockets glitter in the candlelight. So I will post this descriptive text. Just keep in mind this is under the assumption that you came from the west, so I altered it slightly for where you came in.
Correct.
Okay. Doors open. All right. So it's not easy for the rest of the party to follow me through.
They can move through, but think of it as carefully stepping through, making sure not to get their feet stuck. It's not, as long as you're not like a combat situation, it just takes a little bit of time to walk through. If you were in a combat situation, this might be a little bit more difficult to trespass. You might get a foot stuck, fall down, something like that.
Okay.
Is there, what do you see to the west, Grex?
Looks like a room with what might appear to be a pool of water in the center of it.
Oh,
as
so it
well as-
reconnects to this side.
Yeah.
as well as the door we saw the Elroy's covering down on.
Okay. We're going to meet you that way.
Okay. I do say that this statue here has very valuable looking eyes. Can I check any? I'm going to do my dwarf stone thing to just make sure the rest of the room is, not going to collapse in on us like that door lintel did, and check around the statue.
Keep an eye on this west door.
Yeah.
For the pool, there's a door in the pool room.
Yeah, I've got it. Still got my bow arrow knocked. Let's not check out two rooms at the same time, please.
Well, I don't think we have a choice because.
All right, carry on, Locke.
Yeah.
So Grax, I heard you want to do your, okay, yep. So you spend some time searching around this room, investigating the structure of the room for its integrity, and yeah, you don't notice anything odd. It seems like it's in decent shape, except for that lintel that collapsed.
Yeah, I should have spotted that earlier. My bad.
Yeah, always look up.
Yeah.
And catch it in the face.
Yeah. I'm not feeling super cool about prying out gems from another, nasty looking statue. Elroy, what about you?
Adam, can I use like lure of religion, being a cleric,
check
kind of like
traps or
identify this demon cleric?
So I don't think there's a mechanical part for clerics. I know there is for magic users, the educated thing. But does Grax have some kind of background that he's been studying esoteric old religions or anything like that?
Nah, Moradin's mostly about the forge. If anything, he'd know more about metals than probably other religions, I would say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're trying to basically look at the statue and see if maybe anything like with the material that it's made out of sticks out to you?
Yeah, it's about the best I could probably do.
It doesn't look to be any kind of special stone or metal or anything. It looks pretty basic as far as statues go, though it is obviously designed in an odd, unappealing shape.
Now, would it be out of line as a cleric to want to destroy this demon statue? Because it would seem like it would offend the gods of good. I would like to purify.
We should all check out the room first before.
I would say you can feel free to decide that, Grax, if you wish. You don't recognize what this is associated with. So, assuming that it's just evil because you see that might be a little bit of a stretch, but whatever Grax thinks.
Yeah. Locke will do an educated check on it. Just see if he
All right, Elroy, as you enter the room, I didn't get to do this in my other campaign because it never got triggered, but you guys just did it. So, okay, let's see what happens. When 3 people enter this room, this trap is triggered. All right, so the 3 of you, and I get to go ahead and change this on the map now. One of the cool things about this module is it's got flippable tiles. So, boom.
No kidding.
What you notice is suddenly, as the 3 of you are in this room, fumes begin spreading out quickly from holes in the ceiling, the walls, the floor. So tiny and minute, it's hard to see them. As you will notice, this covers this area very quickly, and I will need each of you to make saving throws versus poison.
So I see on the map, it's got even the pool room. So is it just them 3?
No, they triggered it, but that area that you see covered by the poisonous vapor and the art now, that's everybody who's affected, which means all of you.
Yeah. And so I would say for those of you with racial saves, like Grax and Flint, you guys do poison, but on that line it says race.
Yep.
I would choose race if that's really a poison save.
Okay, so Flint will succeed. Nice.
Yeah, weak poison.
Okay, Locke has failed.
Wait a minute. I'm not sure where to find the poison save in the player menu.
If you've selected your token, it'll say save up in the top navigation, the token buttons. Just the word save.
Yep, so just a reminder, you click your token, top left, token action with the word save.
All right. Do I get Dex or Wisdom or anything?
This is a poison, so I would say this is more tied to like Constitution. So unless you have some special ability that would bolster your Constitution.
Yeah, so just click the poison button. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So as 2 of you have failed, Locke and Vether, you probably saw the text there, but I'll just repeat it real quick. So the 2 of you that failed are now berserk. So once you go berserk, you must attack the nearest creature it can see, eschewing ranged or magical attacks in favor of melee. It can't move any farther than it must to attack the nearest creature. If no creature is near enough, yes, this is a pretty bad one. If no creature is near enough to move and to attack, the berserk creature attacks the nearest object, which might even be a wall or the floor. You will get to repeat the save at the end of each of your turns to try to shake this off. But because we are essentially in a combat scenario now with all of you being the combatants against one another, let's go ahead and see how this goes.
So we're declaring?
We are going to start the initiative, add declaration step, and yes, please declare. Following those rules, if you failed the save, remember those, again, I'll trust you guys to act whatever you think is appropriate. Those of you that succeeded, you're basically coughing and just trying to avoid this, right? You're kind of, I imagine maybe moving your hand in front of your face, that kind of thing, whatever. The other 2, I would say, are obviously berserk. You might not notice that instantly. Feel free to roleplay that however you think is appropriate for your character. Those of you that are affected, so Locke and Vether, you would need to declare melee and essentially move to the closest person and attack.
Okay, sounds good.
I will say one other thing. If you don't want to be, like, for example, Locke, you're next to, you're essentially in the melee blob at this point right away.
Yeah, it'll be random, I guess.
I was going to say, if you don't want to make the determination, just roll randomly, and that way nobody can say, oh, you intentionally attacked me, right? I think random is appropriate at this point. Vether, I'm going to say you're not in the melee blob because you intentionally were kind of in the back here. So if obviously you're going to enter melee, that's going to be what you do while you're berserk, but you're not actually in the melee at the moment.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to do declare. And I'm going to do melee. I'm just dropping my
Whoa.
dropping my bow, and my eyes light up red or whatever you want to do, and pull out my sword, and that is what I'm attacking with.
Now here's where we're really going to be testing your scripts here, Dave. So I think it would be appropriate to treat Locke and Vither as the monster party for initiative at this point. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's not going to work. So my thinking is let's just go ahead and roll initiative for the party, and just everybody goes.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, because I can't change the only other thing is that you've got to remove control from Vither and I, and then you've got to take control, and that's not gonna be great.
That sounds like a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's gonna. Okay, so we're good, and that way it's just PC initiative, and then we're good to go.
All right, yeah. Feel free to somebody roll that. I'm guessing it really won't matter.
I'll roll after you roll.
So I don't think I'll be rolling, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's well, either way, it's going to take Elroy's roll because it'll be Simo.
So, and again, I'm okay with this. However we want to rule this, I'm assuming based on what I see here, basically the Berserkers win initiative over the non-Berserkers. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I think once we go with the update turn, which you'll need to do,
Yes.
it'll put everybody in order based on PC initiative. So
All right, so just doing a quick double check to make sure I've got everybody declared here.
yeah.
Flint, I don't see a declaration from you yet.
I'm trying to think of what I want to do. So, like, am I technically in the melee?
You are in the melee, yes, because you're within 10 feet of Locke.
Okay, so I'm coughing. I don't know that they've gone berserk yet, right?
Now
I think based on Locke's description of his eyes turning ultra red, maybe you do know.
Yeah.
Well, then
I would say the good thing is there's only 3 of us. So there's 3 of you in the melee, so you've got Locke's back. So you can do a back attack if you want.
Well, I don't want to. No, I'm not going to hit you for. Unless you hit me.
Can you use this?
Well, it looks like I'm about to, lop off one of your buddies' heads.
All right, now I think I heard a question. So whoever just asked the question, can I go ahead and please repeat that?
Is there subdue? I know you can subdue dragons. Is there subdue for berserk in this? Like we're using the flat of the blade?
There is a subdue.
Yeah, I think it's 25% of subdual is real damage.
Right.
Well, that's a lot better than 100%.
All right, you know what?
Hit.
If I've got Locke's back, non-lethal, subdue.
Grex just put movement because I didn't figure I would see it. I'm looking at that statue, so I just put move to get out of the cloud. And
I think that's fair enough. That sounds very well role played, I would argue.
It sounds like I'll figure it out if he punches me.
Right.
Well, so I see like he's about to make an attack.
I wouldn't say you see he's about to attack. I'd say you see he drops his bow and maybe he's shaking, his eyes turn red, like he's obviously something's coming over him. What exactly that means to Flint, totally on you to decide what that means.
Grab the sword.
What? Parlay is talking to somebody.
Yes.
Can I take mechanically, what would be the dodge action?
Parry, I believe.
Yeah, parry.
Parry. All right, I'll do
Okay, I think I've got everybody now, so I should just have to hit update turn. I'm going to use my new button here. We'll see if it works.
Like one of us, and then click update turn, yeah.
All right, excellent. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. Now, interesting, I don't see Flint or Elroy.
So we're parrying, so we don't actually fall in the initiative.
They don't show up.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will move.
But make sure you've got your parry.
Oh, let me put that token on.
Yeah. So if it didn't jump on your token, then go ahead and put it on.
Parrying. Yep. And submit.
Oh, do I have to do something specific for my token, or?
Yeah, to be parrying, there's a token token icon that goes on there.
So you'll click your token, you'll click player menu, you'll go to the section that says maintenance, you'll choose status marker add, and then in the drop down there you're going to find the option for parrying. Just regular parrying, not parrying improved. I assume that's a skill or something. So just parrying, click that, and then click submit.
Cool.
Yeah, mine did not show up for some reason.
I noticed that with not to spoil anything, but there was an enemy that I was trying to apply something to and it didn't work, and I just put it on another one and it worked on that one. So I just copied that token and deleted the one that it wasn't working. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, if you run into an issue, you can do it manually.
On there now.
So Flint, we'll just do this manually just so you've got it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking. I didn't know it was supposed to add a token marker.
No. Oh, okay. We both got it. I'll take mine off.
Double parried.
There we go. Okay, so Grax, you have your turn and you declared movement, so go ahead.
Yeah, I moved over there and then Locke's kind of in the way and I'm going to yell out, "Move out the way, you daft idiot. There's poison in the air." And try to shoulder past him.
Sounds good. I'm
shaking him and shoving him.
Yeah. So
I would assume he can essentially push past you, right?
Unless I'm trying to keep him from doing it.
Which I assume you would be.
I'm trying to kind of like...
Correct, yeah. And so that...
So I think the fair way to say this is you're basically like in the melee now, right? You're tussling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's called zone of control, and Locke is create a zone of control in front of that thing so they can't leave.
So what you're saying is he has locked down the area?
You can move your allies, but we're not allies anymore.
All right, so EOT Grax.
Okay.
If Grax has his shield ready, he should add that shield.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Basically, if you select your token in the top token buttons, you can put shield.
Yeah, there you go.
And while he's doing that, we'll just move to Vether to keep things rolling here.
Yeah, Roll20 is not responding right now. I'm not sure what's going on.
So I have to move it. I have to move it to the melee. I guess that's all I'll do. Do I move my token?
Yeah. So you failed your save, right, Vether? So yes, you're going to enter the melee.
Well, he's going to have to climb over that rubble.
So and again, so enter the so here's what we're going to say, just as quick rules, count that as like you're trying to pass the rubble, and we'll call that a turn. You're not quite in the melee yet.
Okay, perfect. So that gives us an extra round before Vether's fighting you guys, which will be helpful.
Yes, and just to make sure we've got the token properly, Grax, what size shield do you have? And I'll just throw that on you manually real quick. Are you medium, large, small?
If you click on his token, click the shield button, it'll automatically grab it.
Oh, even better. Okay, there we go. Oh, that says disengages. Let me try again. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, and so
Vether, so we're going to assume you're basically fighting with the rubble, but you're not quite in the melee yet, so I'm going to keep you here, Vether.
Okay, perfect.
And then we'll pass Vether's turn to Locke.
Okay, I'll go even as Grax, odd is Elroy.
So Flint, remember, he is technically in the melee, so we should...
I don't see him, he's got my back.
Oh, okay.
So even as Grax, so I'm going Grax. So here is the one longsword attack. All right, I missed.
All right, so you slash out at Grax, you miss, you end your turn, give me another save versus poison lock.
All right, here we go. Save, poison, and no bonus. All right.
At 20. All right, so you shake that off as we get to the declare action. Oh, I'm sorry, Vether, as you're struggling to get over the rocks, you would get another save as well. So Vether, go ahead and roll me a save versus poison.
Make it, buddy.
I'm sorry, I had to step away from my computer to get my dog. Give me one moment.
Yep, no worries.
You gotta make it. You can make it. And then let's get the hell out of here, man. Yeah, Roy, I appreciate you not stabbing me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I almost did.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in my computer again. One second. Sorry about that.
No worries. So, Vither, you're just going to make a new save against poison.
Perfect. Yeah, we like these 5e save every round things.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
thought you might like that. I tried to make it a little bit weaker than the 5e version, but all right, so you are still under the effects of this. So we move to the top of the round and we redeclare. So, yes, we're in redeclare. So each of you go ahead and declare what you're doing.
Can I move my figure? I don't think you could do this, but if there's somebody who's trying to squeeze into the melee, could I move my figure to allow that, or?
So what was your declared action last time, Elroy?
Last time it was parry.
Yeah.
Does parry allow movement, Dave?
No.
Then I'm going to say
Okay.
no.
Then I'll stay where I'm at.
So this time,
is the hallway to the left there? Is that
It's a little bit obstructed, so I would say if you all tried to move that same direction at the same time, maybe one of you is going to get through and the other two are going to get clogged up.
Gotcha. And do I see that the mist is still swirling around?
You do, yes. It's still being emitted from those holes on the ceiling and the walls and the floor.
Oh shit.
so this time, am I still trying to enter the melee, or am I?
You
in the
are.
melee
So,
now?
Vither, you are still in this berserk state, and Elroy just looks like a total punk bitch that you want to beat the shit out of.
So is it attack or is it inner?
I think this time you're entering melee because now you've effectively crossed over the rubble, and you're
Rubble?
actually
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you're in melee though.
No. So he had to spend a turn getting across that rubble, so now he's entering melee this turn.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm yelling, let's get the hell out of here, away from this green shit.
Okay, I'm gonna declare movement then. Move. Okay.
Yep, and
I
as a
declared.
reminder, you guys can talk and plan right, as we discussed. So if you want to plan right now, feel free.
Okay. Yeah, but what was that? And then I see Vither look like he's about to attack Adam. Well, actually, I mean, this might be a Dave question. Go last. Does that mean that I can, like, make one of two options or something like that at the very end?
I think I remembered before that go last only applies to enemies that have some kind of speed reduction or some reason that they're not fast enough to act normally.
The best you can do is wait for group turn, and then you can change your action based on what happens then. But in this case, you can see Locke is lurching over toward you. He's yelling, everybody move away from this green shit, and let's go to the west or whatever. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I'm just not trying. I'm trying not to let. I'm not trying to get hit by Vither.
Well,
Sounds
you're
like
far
a
away.
smart plan there.
So you know what? Like, see, like if Vither makes an attack, I'm going to try to subdue him.
So it sounds like you want to remain in the green poisonous gas that's floating around you and try to observe the situation and then deflect or subdue?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Then I think I guess you would be entering melee would probably be the appropriate action.
Oh, so I'm not in the melee anymore?
Or no, I'm sorry, you are in the melee. Yes, you are. But Vither is technically not in the melee yet. So unless you want to strike, I would say you certainly notice Locke does not seem to be under the effects of this any longer. So you could either, I guess you would have to enter the melee with Vither because he's not even in the melee yet.
Exactly.
Okay. Do I need to be in the melee to make a crossbow attack?
No, but remember, if you fire into melee, you could potentially or most likely hit one of your allies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Am I the only one you guys are waiting on to declare?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hate that.
If you're struggling, just declare a move. I think that's your best bet.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I think we've got everybody, so let me go ahead and update turn.
But we haven't rolled for initiative yet.
Our initiative is all us.
I don't think it's going to matter, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Locke, you are the first to act.
Okay. First act, I am going this way, then this way, and then this way. So you tell me how far I can move there.
All right, so as you're pushing through this area and remaining in this green cloud for more part of this turn, give me another save against poison, please, Locke.
You are. I'm happy, so happy to do that. Very, very, very happy to go and do this again. Modifier plus 20.
All right, so I'm going to say you get about half of your movement in before once again this green cloud takes you over. So let's see, that would be, I guess, about 2 segments of movement approximately.
Sounds good. So 6 squares. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I sniff the air and I go, ooh, no, wait a minute, what am I doing? There's some beautiful people to hack up over here.
Put a little the red dot on you.
I'll stop around there before I, start to lick my sword.
Okay,
right.
so that will end your turn there. We will move to Flint, and Flint, you declared movement as well. So what are you doing?
Not wanting to move. So am I don't remember the distances, right, for being in the melee.
Generally speaking, if you're within 10 feet of your opponent, you're within the melee. You can't even see Vither right now, so you're definitely not in the melee.
I'm worried about Locke right now. So do I see Locke getting all crazy?
I mean, keeping in mind that this all happens at the same time, it's I would say it's hard to gauge that exactly.
Yeah, Locke normally licks his sword where his tongue starts to bleed.
No.
He looks just as crazy as normal, I think is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
So I don't recall 45. I get 45.
And you're going to get 2 segments of movement here.
I guess I'll get to here.
That's 4 squares, yeah.
All right, so you make your way around this board that is leaned up against this pool of water. And as you're getting to about here is when you realize Locke looks like one of those guys from 28 Days Later now. And I'll need you to give me another poison save, Flint.
Oh, me? Oh, that's fun. Okay.
So it's the race.
Yeah, the race button.
Oh, my God.
Okay, Flint, you are also Berserk now. Go ahead and hit EOT.
Very nice.
And I think I heard someone recommend red dot for Berserk. I like it, so we'll do that real quick.
Yeah.
Elroy, okay, you declared movement, correct, Elroy?
Yeah, so I'm fleeing since Vither's not in melee yet. I don't know about the guys being affected, but I'm moving out of the room.
You're good to do that.
How far movement do I get? That's
2
5.
segments worth of movement.
Okay, so it looks like I'd still be in the...
Yeah, so you get 4.
Like there.
Okay, and as you get to there, then I'm going to ask you for another poison save. Okay, so you're still good. So I would say use the rest of your movement because you're not overcome by this berserkness. You can continue moving as you wish.
Can I tell where the gas is?
The gas certainly emerged from the room you just exited.
Yeah, all the green squares, right?
Yes, the green squares are the ones where the gas remains as of right now.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to move. Yeah, I'm going to move against the wall. Can I move through these spaces with these guys here or not?
I'm going to say yes because they're in the process of going berserk. They're not like berserk yet.
Yeah, I can end up at this door. Looks like.
Yeah, Locke will be just, shaking happily, but waiting for you to come near him. Oh, he's so excited you're coming near.
Okay, so now you're out of the area of danger here, Elroy, for now, and you can go ahead and end your turn.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you're out of the danger from poison gas anyway.
You should try these mushrooms, Elroy. They're excellent.
Oh, my God.
So go ahead and EOT Elroy, and then we move to Vither. Okay, and it looks like we don't have Grax and declare. Grax, did you declare a parry?
He's rebooting his PC, I think.
Oh, right. I forgot he was having issues. Okay, well, that could change things. I'm guessing he probably would have declared movement.
That was Feather that was rebooting, right?
It's Grax. I see it on Discord.
Not me. I'm not rebooting.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. He did.
Yeah,
Andy sent me a private message. He said reboot in progress, everything locked up. So I think just to keep things moving, I think he probably would declare movement because Elroy already moved through that, and this is supposed to be simultaneous movement. I'm going to say Grax only gets to here as he's trying to wedge his way through. And I see he's typing. Do we have you back here, Grax?
Not yet.
Still booting up. Okay, so just for trying to be quick here, I'll throw a save for Poison, Grax, Race.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Poison Race, yeah.
Okay, so he's still good. So I'm going to put him just outside of this. He struggled as him and Elroy both kind of hit it at the same time. He's trying to push through there. That's all he gets to. That'll be the end of his turn, and then we move to Veether. So Veether, you're trying to essentially enter the melee from being Berserk, so you've now made it over this pile, and I think it's probably most appropriate. I'm going to put you here and say you have entered the melee now with Grax. As he's trying to exit from this area, you're pushing in.
Did he get another save, or?
When Veether ends his turn, yes, he will now get another save.
Okay, good.
Perfect. So Veether, go ahead and make that save, and we'll see if you're still Berserk or not.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Nice.
so you shake this off. You realize you're still in this cloud, right? But you have now shook this off at the end of your turn. Okay, so now we're back to the declare. So go ahead and declare your actions, guys. Keeping in mind those of you that have the red dot. So Veether, I'm going to remove red dot. You're no longer affected by this at the moment.
So I'm assuming here that I am in the melee with both Grax and Locke.
I'm going to say you're in the melee with Locke because that's where you're at and that's where you're going. Grax was kind of in the process of pushing out of there. I would say closest one to you is Locke at this point.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see. I've got Elroy, I've got Locke, I've got Veether. Grax, I imagine, still having some issues there. I'm pretty sure he would declare... he'd probably declare a fighting retreat, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm picking the right one here. It's not flee, right? Because that's the real bad one. He wants to basically just back up.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
I'm back.
Oh, you are back. Excellent. Okay.
Yay.
Grax, there we go. I'm glad I didn't get your character killed. So there you are. It is your turn to declare, Grax.
Okay, what
He
happened?
just moved, right? He just moved, right?
So
I blacked out for a second there. What happened?
I know this mist is like poisonous thick. So as you were pushing your way through this opening, trying to get out of this cloud of poisonous gas, you're where you're at the moment. You notice Veether sort of charging after you, and as you're looking back towards him, you notice he kind of shakes his head and looks around like, what is going on right now? It's your turn to declare.
All right, this way out of the cloud, and I'm gonna head. Is that water in that center squares?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna go around the water.
So you're just going to do a movement. Yeah, no, you want to declare movement.
Yep, yeah. So
Oh,
we'll slide you
we're
back for now,
declare.
Grax. Yeah, we're at the declare
Yep.
stage. Yep.
Gotcha. All right. And declare.
So declare move, and then Veether, probably same thing, right?
Okay, and I think I'm just checking my declares. Okay, I've got Elroy, I've got Locke, I've got Veether, and now I've got Grax. Flint, did you declare?
Yeah, melee.
I do, unless I'm just totally blind, I do not see your declare. Can you try declaring one more time just in case, Flint? Okay, I see that one for sure.
Okay, yeah, I had declare and then I had to select the weapon.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so we move to the top. Okay, so Grax, you will have 2 segments of movement first. Go ahead and take that.
That's 4 squares. Cracks. All right, very good.
Okay, you are just on the edge of that. So after your 2 segments of movement, give me a save against poison, Grax.
Nice.
You succeed, so you can continue moving your other segments of movement. And I'm just going to assume you're getting out of there, right? That's pretty clear. Maybe Grax is having audio issues. We'll call him good there. Vether, okay, you've declared movement. Go ahead and take 2 segments worth of movement.
Yep, Grax is good. Can you hear me now? Just
Yes.
check my
Yep,
mic.
we're good.
Okay. Okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. Yep.
All right,
Let's-
so you get to there, Vether, and then a new save against poison.
Man, this room can be dangerous.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
brutal.
You
Yeah,
succeed. Take the
Vether.
rest of your movement, Vether. Now, unfortunately, you are within 10 feet of Flint. He's in melee. He's berserked. He already spent his time ramping up his berserkness. So you realize if you're stepping away, that would count as a flee at that point, essentially, right?
Yep.
Which means if you move beyond the melee, Flint's going to get that free attack against you.
I want to go this way.
You sure can do that, yeah. So you're stepping away as you turn your back to Flint. Go ahead and move. But Flint, you are berserk, so you're going to take that attack against Vether. So go ahead and make a whatever's weapons in your hand at the moment.
Should be crossbow. I was gonna drop them, but yeah, I mean crossbow.
If you have a crossbow, I don't think you get it then, right? Range, do they get a flee attack?
No,
Nope.
you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, Vether, unfortunately, bad news for you, though, because I think you moved a little bit too far. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd have another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are still going to be here, Vether. Okay, so that's 8 squares of movement for you total. So
Okay.
as you're still in the poisonous stuff here, I will need another save against poison. Or I'm sorry, you already did that. You already did that this round. Skip that.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, my bad. You're good there. That's your movement. You're there. Flint, your turn.
Okay, dropping crossbow, pulling daggers, going after Locke.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you declared, I assume, a melee strike, so go ahead and take that.
Now, do I get both my daggers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, Locke.
Oh, yeah. No
He's
problem.
got a good AC. You're probably going to miss twice, let's be real.
Come on.
Wait. Is he pulling out the magic dagger?
Well, would Berserk Flint use the... And I don't know.
Ooh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's. I think he's too berserk to know.
Yeah, no, I'll pull out the secondary. Ka-cha, I missed both. Oh, this is gonna hurt, guys.
All right, so you notice Flint launches himself at Locke, stabbing out with his 2 daggers, and then Flint, take another save versus poison now to see if you shake this off. We're really getting these poison saves a workout here.
Nice.
All right, Flint, you shake that off.
Fortunately, daggers are nothing against metal plate.
Right. So, Locke, you are now berserk. Looks like you declared a melee. You're in the melee with both Flint and Elroy. Do you want to randomly determine who you're striking?
Yep. So I'm going to go. Basically, Elroy is going to be even.
Going after the thief.
Okay. So I'm just going to, very lightly attack Flint.
Yeah.
Very lightly in a berserk state.
Just just sort of a.
It's a little bit of violence. Just a small smidgen.
Just a light bit.
All
here.
right. He does indeed miss, though. Okay, so far so good for you guys. Locke, that'll be the end of your turn. New poison save.
Okay. Here goes the save.
Okay, so you are not affected. We're back to declare. So at the moment, nobody... So here's what we're going to do, guys. Nobody is poisoned at the moment, so nobody's berserk. Everybody will get at least 2 segments of movement, and I assume you're all smart enough to get out of this cloud. It's not moving at the moment, so I'm just going to shift everybody out of the cloud slightly, and we're going to end initiative.
God, Good Christ.
Hey, Locke. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. If I hit you, that would have been a lot of my curing spells to bring you back. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Yeah,
do you
sorry for
remember any
entering
of
the
this?
room and tripping off that trap. Sorry, guys.
Wait, where's Vither?
He went that other direction. I saw him through the mist.
You know what? I'll yell out, Vether, can you hear us?
You can hear them, Vither.
Yep.
Okay, don't come to the north while this gas persists. I think that if we go through this door here, we can meet you around to the south.
Okay.
I don't like having the party split. Do we want to search this room, or we can't because the poison gas?
I don't want to even.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go in there.
No, yeah.
All right, for
No.
those of you that are in the room with the pool, now that you can see things a bit and you're not berserked or in a rage or anything, let me give you the quick description. A pool of murky water dominates the center of the room. Water mixed with gravel and soil from the walls forms mud puddles around the walls. Next to the pool, a long plank rests across a log like a lever on a fulcrum. Tie-down straps on the plank and shackles hanging from the walls give the chamber an ominous look.
So they lower somebody into this water.
Waterboarding.
You get right. Waterboarding is probably the closest analog you would get from this.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay, as you guys are chatting here, briefly wondering what to do, calling out, you notice it's only about a minute since that trap first triggered that you notice this vapor seems to be whisking away, thinning out, and eventually it looks much like it did when you first approached.
Is it sucked back into the holes, or no way to know?
It is not. No, it looks like it disperses. It like thins out into the air.
Okay. All right, Vither.
Anyone wanna? Yeah. So Vether, let's. You want to come up this way? It looks like the gas is dispersed.
I'm gonna go see if I don't see him pretty quickly, I'll go
Okay.
that direction.
Okay. Yeah, we hear him.
And you guys
Okay,
again
cool.
are shouting back and forth. You clearly hear each other.
Yeah. Great. So does everybody else.
I didn't want to say that part, but yep.
Yeah.
So do we want to?
Flint, what does that door look like? Is it safe?
Let me check.
Try not to open it.
You check the door for traps here. You do not find that there is any traps on this area, Flint, but based on the large mechanism built into the door handle, you are quite confident that it is locked.
All right, guys, you want to do a room check on this?
Yes, let's do a room check. Do we want to have Grax do a special check with his expert miner?
That's already baked into it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. Okay, so you guys spend some time doing a room check.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, interestingly, this time I didn't get the expert miner. Do I have to have all the tokens selected for that?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either last time. Let me try that one more time. Make sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah, it may just know that you don't have anything for it to find.
That's a really impressive script. Yes. So you spent some time scanning this room, walking about. Other than what's already been described by the room description, nothing else sticks out to you.
All right.
Hey, sorry guys, I keep dropping. I don't know
So,
what's going on.
No worries, Grax. Yeah. Where did you drop out? Can we quickly catch you up?
Yeah, I'm trying to jump back in. I dropped out just when Vether was running around the other side, and I think Flint was about to attack with 2 daggers.
Okay, perfect. So the party managed to get to the edges of where the gas was affecting it. Everybody made saves to the point with the segments of movement they could get out of it. And then after a minute of kind of talking, shouting, deciding what to do, the gas thinned out and it looks clear now.
Beautiful.
So Flint, do you think that your find traps was targeting the lock? So should you look to open the lock?
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable.
So that was a question.
Um,
You did not find any traps on the door or the lock or the door jamb or anywhere on the door when you searched.
Right, there you go. So then,
but it's locked. So can I try to pick the lock?
You sure can.
It's open locked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did
so
we
you
take
guys...
a-
Sorry, you guys notice Flint breaks out his little kit of tools here, starts attempting to open this lock, but Flint, this lock is complex. Fortunately, you're not able to make it.
Oh wow!
You gotta,
What's the size of the keyhole? Do you have that? Does that key look like it'll match?
Who has the key they found on the peg on the wall?
Flint pulls it out and puts it in the hole.
You realize that this does not line up. This key does not match this lock.
gotcha.
Did we before we? Well, I guess we'd have to break through it now. But do we want to go check individually that room with the statue of the rat? I don't know
No,
if we checked.
Nope.
I don't know, but I mean that scares me. You know, if enough of us,
Well, we don't all need to be in there at the same time, obviously.
yeah, you know, I mean, if you feel like you're 100% that one of us at a time is not going to let anything happen.
I mean, that's out of my skill set, but it only went off when my feet were on the floor.
I can say you all clearly recall two of you in the room, one, then another, nothing happened, and only once the third person entered did this trigger. And when the third person entered, it came through the same way another person had entered the room, so you're quite confident this is not like a pressure plate on the floor or something like that. It almost seems like a trap triggered through magical means.
Cool.
Yeah, my favorite. That's great.
Well, it did have valuable eyes on that statue.
All right. Well, I will pull my bow out so I don't kill anyone immediately. And Elroy, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna go do a room search of room check of the room.
Okay.
I guess it's not a room check. It's a.
You doing a scan or a search?
I'll do a scan first.
Okay,
Well,
you
he's
step
doing
back in
that-
this room a bit trepidatiously, Elroy, scanning around, finding nothing of interest. Grax, I'm sorry I interrupted you there. What would you like to do?
No, I interrupted you almost. I was just gonna say while Elroy's checking out that room, I just want to check out this pool. Do we have anything we can shove down into it to see how deep it is, other than my arm, like a pole or a pole arm?
If 1E Adventures, nobody brought a 10-foot pole, I'm going to be disappointed.
I've got a 8-foot spear.
Spear would, I don't know, we see how deep it goes.
Okay, so Grax, you are taking a spear from Locke. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, and then you're basically just putting it into the water and trying to gauge the depth.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
So, and Locke, you're handing the spear over. Is there anything in particular you're doing other than handing the spear over?
Yeah, I give him the spear, and then I've got my bow ready to go. If anything comes out, I do say, hey, Grax, you know, what if you were to do the spear thing from over here? That'd be cool, huh?
Yeah.
And and I give him the spear, or maybe throw it over here. But yeah, you've got a spear. You can stab. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so, and Grax, this is where you're putting the spear in from here?
Yeah, I'll put it in from over here.
Okay, so Grax, when you first looked into the pool, you saw nothing. It was just water. It's murky, so again, there might be a million things down there, hard really to see. However, when you poke the spear into the water, as you're the only one close to the pool, you're not even sure you see this. It's so quick. It's kind of playing on your mind, but you think you see a small, deformed humanoid face that is looks as though it's composed of mud, looks up out at you with blinking yellow eyes, and then once it closes its eyes, this all happens in an instant, you lose visibility on it that quickly.
was weird. I think I saw something in here, like a weird mud thing, like a person or a face.
Maybe Grax move back. We don't want to mess with weird mud things.
Fair enough.
Elroy, are you finished checking for treasure?
Yeah, no, I haven't done a search on that square with the statue. You want me to do that?
Is it worth it?
Yeah. There's
I
gems
think
in
so.
those eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll do a search from, I guess, right there. Do a search on the square that's directly to the east of me. Sorry.
All right, so that's that 10-foot cube. So those 4 squares.
Yep.
Yeah.
You find nothing of interest there, Elroy, other than what's already been described. I would say these 2 carnelians in the eye socket certainly gleam to you, looking to be somewhat valuable.
Okay. I'm not going to deface the statue because I don't know who the god is. So I'll come back through. I didn't find anything other than the gems, guys.
Clearly, it's the lawful good rat god of adventurers or something.
I'll go.
Um,
It's just a statue.
all right. So, Flint, you were unable to open the lock.
Yeah, he kind of stamps his feet there for a moment, and I need one of you guys to break this door down.
Well, I think if we need to, we can just go around it, right? You know, the room to the south had a corridor that led up to where
the narrow room, the room with the statue.
Might as well give that a try before we start breaking down doors.
Somebody saw something in the pond.
I will say, Grax saw, something in the water, so I would avoid the pool if we can, unless somebody wants to go for a swim.
I'm not trained for water combat.
I don't swim well in armor.
Grax, did you ever look over the statue to see if it had any like expert minor noticeable effects to it?
Because if you're interested indeed, yes, and he did not find anything.
Okay. Do you want to pry the gems out?
I'll do it. I love gems.
We have
where that poison came from.
We had 2 party members who were interested. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Okay. Well,
Grax will go in there.
Gems, so there you go.
Right,
I'm going to be watching down that hallway. Oh, by the way, I'm going to move out of the way where I think that damn green crap comes from, so I don't kill anyone.
I want to have eyes on Grax.
Grax, as you approach the statue to try to liberate these gems from the eyes, you realize they're actually only set in here very softly. It's very simple to just pluck them out.
I'll pluck them out and put them in my pouch.
Okay, you can add 2 carnelians.
Right. And then I'll head out toward Elroy.
That's what you get for having big pouches.
Thanks for watching my back.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. Okay, then we'll move to catch up with the team.
As quickly as I can. Clank, clank, clank.
All right.
And just as a reminder, this was the room that is a storeroom. Small casks of water, preserved meat, bread, and vegetables are stacked against the north wall.
Okay.
Grax gives not a shout out, but just a reminder that there was that thing in the ceiling to be careful of.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little worried about that. I'm gonna go
Ether
back.
moved past it. Ether already moved past it. It was in that room with
No, I get it, but not 3 of us.
Yeah, I'm staying back.
All right, so I'm gonna go towards the south and just cover Ether on with my bow.
Oh, I'll join you. Nobody's alone, so
yeah,
I come.
Oh, wait, which way did they go? Oh, they're going the other way.
Yeah, we're in the room, so. All right, so it looks like we're going to go through that hole to the upper left. That doesn't look too restricted.
No, it does indeed. Like, you can certainly fit through there, and Flint would have no problem whatsoever. Again, think of this as very similar to the rubble that collapsed from the lintel. Not in combat, fairly easy to move through it, just slowly. In combat, exiting out of here, risky, might get caught, might get tripped up, stuck, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Will I be able to squeeze through there pretty easily with being, unknown?
Easily, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I go in there and check to see about that door?
Yeah.
Maybe it's one way opens up.
Be careful though. Don't go too far in. Just go in enough that you can, eyeball the room. And if you see anything nasty or alive, come back in.
You got it. And I'm gonna go in.
I've got an arrow knock. We'll shoot at anything that comes after.
I have an arrow knock too, but I don't think I can shoot through that gap. Free arrow.
Hang there for a moment, Flint. As you enter, this impressive mausoleum stretches beneath a 20-foot-high vaulted ceiling upheld by pillars. At the north end stands an imposing statue of a warrior in plate armor that reaches nearly to the ceiling. The armor and the pommel of the carved sword bear the ancient Holzanger family crest. Behind the statue is an intact sarcophagus. At the opposite end of the chamber, where the statue is looking, is a tall, carved stone door. Those of you that have spent any time in the village of Red Tower have likely heard of the Holzangers. It is a sort of a noble family that doesn't exist any longer, but many years ago when the Scarlet Citadel was actually built, they were sort of the people in power at that time.
Yeah.
So that stone door is right here?
That is correct.
What does this door look like?
Looking towards that door, it looks like a fairly typical door that you've spotted down here. However, the one thing that is of interest is you notice that this door is barred and wedged shut with spikes from this side. There are some gaps in it, big enough to peek through if you wish to, but it looks like this is likely the result of being hacked at with an axe from the other side.
Oh, wow.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Check it out. There's a door here with holes in it. There's a big old statue and a really big door. It looks like it doesn't go to the poison room. And looks like there's also a tunnel and a coffin. Should I look through the holes? It's very curious.
No. I mean, my recommendation is no.
You wait till we squeeze through.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my bow up. Gonna go shield, and I'll take this one.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, I'll make
I'm gonna move, and as I move through, scraping along, I'll say, getting away out of this room is gonna be slow.
Yeah.
Okay, as you guys are getting to about there, I'm going to ask everybody to hold moving any tokens at the moment. So
Okay.
As you're about there, this is going to be a little bit interesting to see how this goes. So may have to play this a little bit by ear, but I'm going to roll for surprise. So let's go ahead and start there.
Sounds good.
Okay, PC surprise chance. I want to make sure I get this accurate because I played with this a little bit. So PC surprise chance is the chance that you all are surprised. And I just leave this at the 17 because of the Ranger. If there's any special modifiers, I add that in the modifier section.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so I'm leaving this at 17. Monster surprise chance, I'm going to call this 0 or -1 because you guys definitely cannot surprise this opponent.
Yeah.
PC surprise other is 0, and then monster surprise other, I'm going to add the bonus.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, and I'm just going to make a judgment call because the bonus on this creature is listed with 2 different values. They're within 10%, so I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt and take the lower one.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
damn.
PCs are surprised for 3
sucks.
segments. Yes.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and get us into some different music. And I like this track that is called Chase.
Dun, 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 dun.
Imperial March.
Okay, so we've got that track going. Now let me go ahead and start. And we do the surprise outside of initiative, or do we do initiative and do that surprise above it?
Well, and so it's really your call, so here's the deal. Lock is actually only surprised for 1 segment because of my dexterity.
Okay.
And Flint, what's your dexterity?
18.
So you're surprised for 0 segments. That said, because everybody else is surprised for 3 segments, you're going to act as if the monsters are, have 3 segments of surprise. But if they attack Flint, then we're just going to go into regular rounds. If they attack Locke, then they get 1 segment, and then we go into regular rounds.
Okay.
So,
my dexterity is 18.
right.
Yeah,
And-
everybody but me has less surprise.
So based on the amount of noise that Locke is making, I'm going to say he's the one that triggered this encounter, and the creature is moving to attack Locke. So you're saying the creature only gets 1 segment, so that would essentially take up its movement.
Yeah, and then we roll initiative, and then we do declarations, basically.
Okay, so that's where we're going to start. We're going to say the surprise is resolved. Now, keeping in mind, you guys haven't seen anything. You don't know what's going on, right? So I'm going to do start initiative tracker. Right, yes. And then, let's see, I don't think I cleared this last time, so let me clear this real quick. Okay, so that is cleared, and then start initiative. Ooh, I'm thinking the sandbox may have crashed. One moment, guys.
Start ITP. Yeah, sometimes it's a little weird. You got to click it twice. So, it's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second time did do the trick. All right, so we got that. And let me go back to the top here. They got the declare. Okay, and then, yes, go ahead and declare.
And so none of us has seen anything at this point, but we're kind of feeling weird, or what? We're hearing something?
No. Nope. You have. I mean, that's why I say this is kind of an odd one. You have no idea what's going on.
Okay, gotcha. And so so as we sit here, if we don't know anything about what's going on, so there's no effect, there's nothing, then I think all we can do is sort of declare wait for group turn type of thing.
I'm declaring move to get out of the hallway.
I'm declaring move because that's what I was doing when it happened.
Yeah,
so
I guess that makes sense too. So in fact, I think I'll do that too.
Because I wouldn't know to do anything else. I mean,
But the wrong thing. Okay. All right. So,
Everyone declared?
Flint, everyone.
So I guess sorry, my wife was talking to me. So we at the hairs on the back of our neck are standing up, so we can kind of.
No, I'm not even that, honestly. So this is a kind of an odd one, right? This is a corner case, but I would say you enter here, and mechanically you guys are seeing what's happening on screen, so you know mechanically something's happening, but your characters don't know anything.
So probably you would move. So just if you declare move, you're good to go.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just move.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just double check. We've got everybody. Maybe Elroy, did you already declare?
Yeah, I declared move. I can do it again.
No, I'm sorry. You're way up there. Okay, I had to click a bunch of stuff, so I think we got everybody. Let's give this a shot.
Oh no.
So it's monster initiative. Yep. So there goes the initiative.
Who should roll for us? Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Then update turn.
Very good.
Okay, and then let me get this going. Okay, so Locke, you've declared a move. Go ahead and take your move.
All right. So cautiously, just looking around the room. What I'm going to do is, say, okay, I don't see anything too evil here. So that's one segment of movement. Should I move another segment?
Sure.
All right. So I'll stop there, just, looking around. Should I EOT?
Yes. Okay, so Grax would be next. I think I heard you say you were also moving.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue to follow behind Elroy. I don't think I can get by him in this tight little quarter. But
Right. You have no idea there's something dangerous going on. Otherwise, you could maybe try to force your way through him. But I imagine, yeah, you kind of just hold up there. Flint?
I'll be patient. Elroy's been good to me. I don't push him.
All right. So I get 45 movement. I always forget what the movement rules are.
Oh, and it tells you when you declare movement, you'll see how many squares you can move per segment.
Oh, okay. So 2 squares per segment. So I get 2 segments this time?
Yeah, so four squares.
So that's 2 and 2. I'm gonna kind of look at this door like, see, this is the door with the holes in it.
All right.
As you get closer to the door and you say this, Flint, you can hear the sound of rattling bones through the door. Elroy.
Okay, I'm gonna move. And how far do I get to move?
I guess 2 segments is probably appropriate.
Okay.
4 squares.
Yeah. Okay, and then I'll hit EOT.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Vether.
I'll be fingering my holy symbol.
All right, so at this point, and again, I'll definitely be looking for some feedback from you guys as this goes, but I'm going to do this based on how I think it would work. So, Locke, from where you're standing, I'm not even sure if you're going to feel anything here, but let's see how this goes.
And remember, if it's a contact,
Oh
okay. Yeah, so you got it. That's good.
Okay, so Locke, because you've suffered damage, I'm going to assume you obviously feel this, right? So basically on your back, it's almost as though you feel something being drained out of your back. You suffer this damage and 1 strength drain. Now we would move to the next declare, would be the next step, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so because we're like a minute shy of the end of our session here, rather than try to get through another round, I think this is a good place to hang it up. So if anybody wants to jot a note down in chat to remind them exactly what's happening, if you want to make sure you know what's going on, feel free to do that. Feel free to discuss in Discord. But essentially, nobody has seen anything at this point. There is no light in this room, only the light coming from the tunnel. It's not really making its way here from Vether. Locke, you just got hit from behind. You see no opponents. Flint, you hear the sound of rattling bones to your west.
Do we hear a scream from Locke or not?
I'll let Locke decide that.
Yeah. Locke screams like a young girl, and I have updated his strength. So,
and obviously, what I'll say is, you guys, based on the script, you're seeing the name of the opponent that just attacked, but you don't necessarily know that. So I'll just rely on you guys to play that however you think is appropriate. I'm not going to call anybody out and say, "Oh, you wouldn't know." Do what you think makes sense. But just keep in mind, from a role play perspective, you guys have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
All right,
Yeah.
great session, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. You saw some traps. You're starting to get a little bit more into the lore, a little bit more of the danger here, right? As mentioned, very dangerous module. So hopefully you guys are starting to feel that a little bit. And yeah, I'm glad nobody hit each other during the Berserk round. That's always great to see. And we will see, next week how things go. Have a great night, everybody.
Hey, thanks, Adam.
Good job, everyone.
Thanks for the game, Adam.
Great.
Later,
Yeah,
guys.